right. Evening, everybody. Good evening. It's Monday. It's Monday. We're back. We're back. My voice is about, I don't know, it's been pitch shifted downward. I'm still recovering, but it's just a beautiful night, and I'm excited. I'm excited to go live to do this very important episode. It's a very important episode because it is a post-mortem of so many months worth of work, so much love poured into it by a great many people. And of course I got Jay in because Jay, we did it.
We're there, dude.
We're there.
We were waiting for this Monday for a long time.
I know. And it's crazy because I knew that this was going to be strange. Well, it was just going to be strange coming to the studio because it's so quiet in here.
It really is.
And
strange.
72 hours ago, I've never seen this place so bustling. And that first night there was, I should have taken a head count, but we were definitely over 75, 80 people just in here, not in this room, spread out throughout the entire facility and in the hallways. And we're going to we have so many pictures. We have some video. Maybe the video we'll cue some of that up into in Extra Innings as well tonight. But I want to hear from people who came. I want to hear from people who watched. I want to hear from everybody else who has questions or anything, because it so much happened along the way that I think questions and conversation are the only way that's going to trigger memories.
Yeah,
there's too many.
Every conversation was like the start of a life story, and I mean that in an incredibly sincere and positive way. Because these people were complete strangers, other than in a chat room or a brief conversation. So it was really nice to sit down and kind of hear everybody's story. But you think about that over the course of a weekend, it's a lot of life stories, and it's really a beautiful thing.
It is. And you know what? We're going to need the full 2 hours for this one. And it's a day. It's a very important day. Listen, I was looking around the headlines today, and thankfully it's pretty slow. You have a West Point invitation to Tom Hanks that was canceled. You have Chris Christie, committing.
I could do 2 hours on that if you want.
Committing some of the greatest acts of irony / hypocrisy,
lack of self-awareness.
Just tone deaf. Just go away, sir. Roll away, bounce away. Please go bounce away. So Chris Christie looks like one of the kids that got killed in Wonka's chocolate factory, and he has the nerve to comment on anything that is health. Anything.
Yeah. RFK, public health fraud. Yeah, says Chris Christie.
So I'm really grateful that it's kind of a slow news day, because tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we're right back to some really interesting programming. I've got Ryan Gable coming on tomorrow night. We're going to get into some really interesting occult deep dives into things like the Atlas situation going on in the skies, that we're supposed to have some intergalactic November visitors. There's going to be tomorrow's going to be a really interesting one.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I love shows like that.
And I've got so many more people coming. I have no clue the bookings that are coming on, because our buddy Michael Collins at Wise Wolf, Wandering Wolf. Wise Wolf is quite frankly not gold.
Yeah.
But Michael Collins is putting together an incredible conference in December, archaeology, lost history galore, and we are going to be able to talk to a handful of people on there, and they're all amazing.
Whenever I hear the name Michael Collins, I think of the astronaut.
Oh yeah,
it's Buzz Aldrin, Armstrong, and Mike Collins, the guy who had to stay in the orbiter.
Right.
But it's not the same guy.
I know. No, it's not him. He's like a bit of an age gap.
Yeah, different guy, different Mike Collins.
So we got great things going on, which means tonight is not only the appropriate night to do a look back on the first night of the week, but I don't know. It's almost like the skies kind of parted for us a little bit, and here we are. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be a night of really throwing our appreciation at the audience, because that's really the big takeaway from this. And I'm not just talking about the people who came, the 145 or so people who came, because
from all over the place. And that is going to be so fun to talk about.
it really is. And we'll be back in a flash, so don't go anywhere.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's ride!
It said stop smoking?
Yeah.
I rolled it and smoked it.
Smoked another.
Wasn't much smoking going on the other night. About a week ago or so, I was like, you know what I really want to do? I want to pack a couple of hookahs on Friday night, because I got a bunch of, hookah tips that everybody can have. And I said, you know what? I don't want any more work to do, because I screwed up the coffee.
Is that where we're going to start?
The first night, the first night I screwed up the coffee. Thank God. I said, I'm not packing anything. I'm not doing anything. I had the double barrel coffee makers going, the 30-cup coffee urns. And the first one, I said, watch this. I got a great plan. So I got the first 30-cup coffee urn ready to go. It was percolating. Everybody's coming in and everything's good. I said the second one is going to be lock, stock, ready to go, and that's going to be in the closet. So when this one's tapped, I bring the other one out. And I said, boom. I swapped them. I plugged it in, pressed on, done. About an hour and a half later, I'm saying, everybody enjoying the coffee? And somebody said, I forgot who it was, said, I think the coffee's actually, it's not working.
It's a little weak.
It's a little weak. So I went to go check in on it, and it was hot as hell. I see it piping. I said, well, it's working. Yeah. I open up the top, and there's no grounds in it. So I had just made everybody hot water for the second.
Now, see, this was what, maybe 9 p.m. at this point. I think, Frank, you were protecting everybody's circadian rhythms. That's what I think.
Thank God.
I think you've been listening to me so much that you're like, these people can't drink coffee at 9:30 at night.
Well,
I have to protect them, make sure that they get good sleep so that they're ready for tomorrow. I'm going to serve them hot water, and the placebo effect is going to take over, and they're going to think they're drinking really, really weak coffee.
I hope that that's the case. But I'll tell you what. So I figured, with my mind that scrambled at that point, I would have packed the hookah and forgotten the shisha.
Yeah, of course.
So I would. So that all out. There was another thing there too. We have such wonderful people, and we're going to talk about all of them right now. They're so polite. I'm thinking to myself, well, we didn't have enough funds to have an open bar the second night.
Right.
So on the VIP night, I was going to just have an open bar with all of our stuff here. And we have so much stuff because we don't really drink. And people are always bringing gifts during Christmas time, whatever. We have so much wine. We have all the alcohol I had over there. That's not even all it. I had more to replace it. So I'm thinking, finally, we're going to get rid of some bottles. Everybody who came here is so polite. Nobody wanted to be the one to kill a bottle. So now, instead of getting rid of bottles, I've got about 5 or 7 bottles that have maybe about a double's worth of a shot in each. And I'm like, God, I mean, come on now.
Please. They're so polite. It took you asking about the coffee for them to say, I'm not sure the coffee's right.
They were going to let it go.
They're just going to be like, whatever, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
They're going to let it go. Anyway, so, all right. I just got the review of the Jamboree. It really is a State of the Union on the show, if you ask me. And it's a State of the Union on the audience. It's I had a listener named Denise get in touch with me, and she wrote in, and she was thanking me for the experience that she said I got to vicariously through the streams experience some of it, and I really, there's a lot of so many people in the comments on those streams we did on Friday night and whatever we did on Saturday were saying you can feel the energy coming through, and I got to say,
that's good.
She said thank you because I couldn't make it, and for me, when I was reading that, and I told her, and I told many people, this right here on Friday and Saturday, it gives so much more physical identity to the audience at large.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody who was not here couldn't for any reason, but wherever they were happy that it was happening, and they're wishing us good luck and all that. You were so well represented. You were so well represented. It was a representation of the character and quality of the overwhelming majority of the audience, the only people in the audience that matter. The people who it's just like they're just beaming with that kind of love.
Yeah.
And because that's what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were not there, you were represented 100%. It was truly an alchemical experience, because what we watched was the digital turn physical. And it was so incredible to see people randomly walking the streets of my hometown, going from place to place, linking up with each other. I after the first night, or I forget what it was, maybe after the second night, I saw it was King and maybe two dogs, Mike D out there. We were driving one direction and we saw them hanging out on a street corner, I guess plotting their next moves or something. I said, it's just like, in what world do you just say, oh, there's King?
Yeah.
And I just really wish that we all lived in the same, what a village that would be if we were all in the same place.
Yeah.
All the people who came here. And, tonight, like I said, you can hear a mouse pissing on cotton. It's so quiet in here tonight.
It is.
And it's a little sad. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I was telling you, this is a very similar, and I'm sure this theme will, reoccur throughout the evening, but very similar feeling to after a retreat. But this was different in the sense that, for the retreats, it's a 4-day event, and you're with the people morning, noon, and night. So I'm up at 5 a.m. I was joking with Anthony, one of the chefs. Do you remember that day, that morning? It was 5 a.m. It was pitch black, and you were outside on the deck with a headlamp cooking bacon, and you were like, "Jay, come here," and you were giving me pieces of bacon at 5 a.m, which would never happen in Jay's real life, And then we were up till 11:30 at night, listening to people's stories and just kind of hanging out. So that's a different experience because you have more time to sort of gather all the details. Now, granted, there's a lot less people, but you have more time. This, I felt like, was a concentrated dose of that, and it's very emotionally taxing in the most positive way possible. Because again, like I said, you're hearing, people are telling me their stories, and we're talking about health stuff, and every one of them were so sweet. I don't want to talk shop and, talk health. And I'm like, what are you, crazy? Like, this is what you're here for. This is what I'm here for. You tell me anything you want to tell me. But I left feeling that feeling. It's a very familiar feeling for me. It's that retreat feeling where you're just like, I just wanted to consume every detail of all these people's lives. And I did the best I could. You did the best you could. We all did the best we could over, what it was, 6 to 11 on Friday, 6 to 11 on Saturday. But that's the feeling I had when I left. Just really, incredibly emotional, and I feel like the people felt the same way.
I'm still processing a lot of it. Like when Sunday morning, I woke up 2 times. I woke up every maybe 45 minutes because there's just so much neurologically going on.
Yeah,
and as you said, there's a kind of exhaustion that obviously it was always going to be physically demanding because you got to be there. And you're going to it's your show,
and it was hot.
It was Friday night.
It randomly just decided to be incredible. It was a beautiful week leading up, and now today, of course, it's right back to sort of this beautiful 70 something. For this Friday and Saturday, it was hot and humid. What happened?
Today, the high was 71.
Yeah,
and dry. Tonight, the low is going to be around 52.
That's what we were hoping for.
Like, damn,
we got this jungle humidity came back. So when we were setting things up on Friday, we're all sweating like animals. I had a jacket that I kept waiting to put on. It was never going to happen.
So you're not putting that shit
Never
on.
going to happen.
And then of course Friday night we had 3 air conditioners and about 4 fans in different locations. Just try to, and then all the ceiling fans to try to keep the temperature below 90. And you know what? Despite the fact that we were all a little shiny, boy, it was incredible.
Yeah, it was.
And we're gonna get to that in just a second. Let me see here. So yeah, here we go. Let's just start off a little bit. This is the only picture I have of Thursday night, and it's Aurora making all the gift bags.
Oh yeah,
she was so helpful, and she had such a good time, and I'm just over the moon that she was there for a little bit of it. And
she was the master of the tissue paper.
Indeed.
Her and I, we packed those bags, and I said, "All right, Aurora, tissue paper duty." She's like, "Okay."
Okay. Here is J and C, and Justin from Yes Cacao.
He was demanding we do blue steel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more of that coming. All right, so now there's Todd. There's Todd Molinari out there. Me, Todd, and Sal the Butcher. It doesn't look too hot, but it is.
Very hot.
And they were right here in the broadcast room. You know what we don't have? We don't have very many establishing shots of the entire crowds in both nights. And the pictures are still coming in, but we're talking. I mean, the first night with the limited space, we were flirting. We were like maybe about 20 off from 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
But the second night we were around 130.
Yeah.
And I don't have any establishing shots. But so everything, I don't know, either way.
And it was so spread. I mean, at the theater, it was spread out between the main area and the lobby. So it was still crowded, but it was I don't think we were ever all in the same place. It was always just this sort of milling around.
Indeed, it was. And the theater, there's so much more room to mill. It was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there we are. Who's next up? There is Jay talking to Cobalt Cat.
Yeah.
And Cobalt actually went home with the old on-air sign.
Oh, cool.
The old on-air sign that used to hang behind Matt over here in this corner. And I said, listen, somebody better send me a picture of where it's hung, and I want to see it alight. So that's wonderful here. Let's see what out there is. Zoso Dude and Todd.
Nice.
A lot of this came from Todd's batch. Linda sent me a bunch. I have other things here too. C sent me a bunch.
I'm sure they're going to be coming in for weeks.
Weeks.
Yeah.
No doubt. So there's Anthony, Mike May, and Shake and Bake. Shake and Bake was one of the first people to show up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I told him, I threw my hand on his shoulder. I said, "Your voice matches your face." And I like had his face in my head.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Sometimes you just have faces that you paint for a voice, and then you get it wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know. It was good to see him because I always knew him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's okay. Faces and voices.
Oh well, I mean, see, I know. I've just been around such a shorter period of time compared to you, who's known some of these names for a very, very long time. So King is the one that obviously stands out because I think everybody wants to know what King looks like with that voice, like the iconic voice. King and I gotta say, I don't want to ruin his vibe, but man, what a great guy, and what several nights of great conversation with him. Just a truly nice guy. I love him, and I hope he's okay me saying that on air. I think he's such a good guy.
I don't know. He may not be okay with it.
I know. That's why that's why I started off with, I apologize if I'm blowing up your spot.
I didn't hear anybody who said differently than you. First it was trepidation. I don't think I don't want to go over. I don't want to go over there. I don't want to. And then it was, oh my God, he's so sweet.
Yeah, he's such a great guy.
And then they say, and that's why I just sit back and go, listen, I know the real King.
Well, I mean, you know what came to my mind, Frank, when I started speaking to him, like in a conversational manner. In my mind, I was like, well, this makes perfect sense because there's no way Frank's not going to be friends with a guy who's actually like a real dick. Like this.
Wait. Wait. Even King would say everybody has different sides.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Even King would say, "Hey, I'm not,"
But at the core, you can tell.
But he's at the molten core.
That's what
he's a good guy.
Yes.
But he has a mean streak.
That's okay.
And that's all real.
And we kind of need that.
Yeah. So the real thing is, it's not. I don't know what it is with King that he prefers people not like him at first. He just prefers. He wants to make it hard for people to like him. And I told him that throughout the years. Why? When he calls in and he says something that makes me hang my head, I'm like, I'm giving you chances every night to show people.
But that's a test of the other person's character. It's like, can you persist? And if the person persists in getting to know, and then he's like, actually, that's pretty cool. So you kind of earn that respect. So I can actually see King's point of view there. I get it. Okay. I get it. But we had some great conversations, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah,
it really was. There was so many magic moments. I hope that we can talk about many of them tonight. Let's see here. Oh, there's Shake and Bake and Jay. Oh, look, I'm photobombing in the back.
Yeah. At that point, I was supposed to be wearing a jacket over that. My shirt was stuck to my body in multiple places. It was so hot that was towards the end of the evening.
Yeah. No, hold on. Let me see here. Can I get closer? Oh, yeah, there I am. There's Shake Jay, and there I am. Just wanted to say hello. Anyway, okay. See, it's a nice shot.
Yeah.
All right, next. There's Zoso Dude. I got the jam with Zoso Dude.
That's pretty cool.
My cousin, that room, everybody, that came together exactly the way I knew it was going to be.
Yeah.
First of all, Pete and Tom, they're wonderful, and so I just knew having some acoustic guitars in there and a little bit of an amp, especially one for the drums, so I didn't have to use the acoustic. It was going to be great. And knowing the people that showed up, between Pete, Tom, Zoso Dude, my cousins Dave, and my cousin Trevor, it was fantastic.
Was Trevor the guy with the long hair?
Yeah, that's Dave's son.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't know that.
Dave and Sherry's son.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's good. He's very good. Very talented.
By the end of the night, Anthony was in there singing with Pete. Gina from South Carolina's got pipes, man.
See, I missed, man. I mean, this is the whole thing, and this is going to be a recurring theme also. Obviously, I heard a lot of it, but I was in there barely at all, other than to try to soak up some of the air conditioning. But I missed that. I missed some of the singers. I didn't know Zoso got on the guitar, so yeah.
We played a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I jumped on the set for just a series of jams and a couple of songs that I knew. Others I didn't, but I just locked into something.
And the volume was perfect. It was like loud enough, but not too loud.
Yep.
It was great.
It didn't even dominate the room, let alone other rooms. That's why I said nobody's touching the acoustic set.
Right.
That would have woken up the whole.
Yeah, that would have been bad, yeah.
That set very loud. The way I like it, by the way. All right. Now this was somebody took a picture of this during my speech. Over here.
Yeah, it's just a small amount of the people in there.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, it's just one corner. There's my buddy Benny and his wife behind me. In front of me is that's Alberto. He's going to be on the show sometime soon. He's from Italy. He's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy.
I remember him.
Yeah. We had a couple of between Alberto and our buddy Crestmont Bear out there. They were like 6'6", or whatever. They look like biblical giants. I thought that David from Nephilim Death Squad was going to go nuts and try to interview them. I was waiting for it too.
He was worried that there was a height limit, that we were only allowing tall people into the building at that point.
Well, it's funny because somewhere, and these are the kind of pictures that I'm waiting for, because I'm on the second step right there.
Yeah.
But jokingly, we took a picture with Alberto before he left that first night, and I stepped up on the first step so I can be even with him. I mean, I
would have needed the second step.
Some massive people in there, man. I'll tell you. So this was the thank yous, and you can't see my boobs sweat at that from that angle, but it was pretty warm in there. I don't know how Shake and Bake did the doubler.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know. Maybe some people just don't sweat.
No, maybe not. All right, let's see here. There is Shake and Bake again, and that is me, and those are the Stoobs, everybody.
Amazing.
That is Sto Stoob and his wonderful wife, and let me go 25%. There you go. It's so. I mean,
yeah. Those. So again, some of the names that I'm familiar with that you rattle off during like the super chats and things like that. That's the thing that always gets me, is it to see people like that in person and to recognize the name. And for you, it must be even better because you've known these people, in the chat room so much longer and the names for so many years. It's incredible.
Well, I was anticipating things like people like Stove where most nights of the week there's a little message from Stove waiting, and people hear me shout him out all the time. But I didn't know what he looked like.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I've heard that name. Even I've been here at the show for almost 4 years now, and I know that name on a consistent basis. So it's so cool to put a face to the name. And another group of people that were just incredibly sweet and incredibly nice, just as nice as you would expect them to be. It's just, I did have that experience from your retreat and from the beta program that Jen and I have been running. And I said this to Jen multiple times. There's not a single Frankly I've ever met that wasn't exceedingly nice. It's really amazing when you think about, and I've met a lot of them between the retreats and the beta program, and I've never been disappointed, which is incredible.
Everything that I heard from not only the vendors, but from the Capitol Theater themselves is like, you're over and over again. And even for my father, I know that next time my father comes on this show, there'll probably be another renewed discussion about what happened here over the weekend.
I'm looking forward to that.
Because all I got from my father so far is that he needs time to write on this. And he needs time to think about it, and he has to talk to me about everything that he's still processing. Because I think especially those that are in my family, maybe other than my mother, who watches me almost every night, I don't really think they really understood what it is I do to what level and how people respond to it. And I mean, this was a revelation for me as well, but my father had no clue what he was walking into.
No.
And when all of a sudden dozens and dozens and dozens of people are gravitating toward people like him to talk and to take pictures and to ask him questions, and who, as he said last night before he and my mother went to MSG, I just wasn't ready for so many people to know more about my life than I did. And
Frank, I mean, I'm very much looking forward to that conversation, because you and I have had a lot of private conversations, obviously, but that's again, the only thing I can relate it to is the retreat. And at some point I want to turn this around on you once we go through more of the pictures and things like that. I have a couple of pointed questions I want to ask you, but I think the biggest thing for me was realizing where the people came from. And the reason I knew this was going to be successful, and we had talked about this when we first started planning it, was that I'm just for the last 4 years, it's just been a small part of the show, and running the retreats and seeing people come from all over the country was shocking to me, because I don't know, it would be one thing if everybody was from the same neighborhood and you're just getting people to come, and that's fine and that's doable. But when you hear some of the stories about people coming from Europe to come to this event, coming from the West Coast, coming from all over the place, it was like I was transported back to the retreat when my jaw was, like just to the floor when people were like, "Oh yeah, we drove from the West Coast." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" To come here just to spend a couple of nights, here or at the retreat or whatever. And again, I don't know. That's something special that I don't think people are truly ready for. And it shocks me, even though I experienced it 2 years in a row with the retreat. And now the other night, just hearing the distances that people came from, that was one of the most impressive parts of this. And I think that's probably also what caught your dad off guard. It's not just people from around the block who've got, it's a Friday night, I'll go to the Capitol Theater. These are people flying in, driving in from all over the world in some cases. That is a very, very special thing. And you have to create something that cultivates trust in order for people to do that. And that's what you've done. And I think that's why it's so special.
Well, like I said, it was a great revelation of a weekend.
I knew it was going to be.
And and there's more now, like these. I think we're mainly into like Shake and Bake's stash of pictures that he's sent so far. Really, everybody, if you were there and you collected pictures, video, whatever it is, I know some of you have been sharing it in Discord as this stuff goes on. Make sure that all of those are sent to me in email so I can put them in the master file for the whole thing, because I want to make a public gallery of this first thing. Lauren said that we can make a public gallery on the website, and I'd love to do that. Here's more Shake and Bake. This one is with Katie Sky, though, from Texas. I'll tell you something special about Katie.
Okay.
She's the only one that got an arm escort from me into the theater, because not even my mother got that. You know why?
Why?
I went outside because my mother said that she was approaching with Tony Black.
Oh, okay.
And so I wanted to get out there so I can help Tony out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's making his way inside, and my mother's like, "Where should I park?" I said, "Just give me your keys. I'll go park it for you. Go inside and enjoy yourself." So she gave me the keys, and I went around town looking for a parking spot. And when I parked, closed the door, locked it, jumped over the curb there, and I'm just half a block away. And Katie's standing right there. She just got out of her car too. So I said, "Oh, fancy seeing you here." So comes across the street, and all of a sudden, something falls off of her foot, and her shoe like splits in half.
What?
So now she's like, and she had like heels on or something.
Oh, no.
So now I helped her go across the street because now she's on uneven footing, and grab sandals or whatever the hell it was. And then and then at that point, we actually saw two other friends, and then we all walked as a group over.
Wow.
So yeah.
See, I mean,
all these little tiny side quests.
that can't happen in a chat room.
No, it can't. It can't. So that is Shake and Bake and Katie Sky from Texas. There is me,
Hey.
and that right there is Chuck.
Yeah, that's right.
That is Rev.
That's Rev. Yeah.
That's a revolution in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
So Linda said, "Frank, give me a smile." So I gave her a Cheshire cat smile.
I was gonna say whatever that is.
I don't know. Yeah, I was like just trying to look into.
There's
her
a lot of pictures, I'm sure, that have some questionable facial expressions
I
throughout the
know.
course of the 2 days.
Especially since I already am like about pictures, but I
I
knew
know.
that this was just going to happen,
Oh yeah.
and it was fun though.
It was.
Wonderful. There's Barbara Yates hanging out
Yeah.
with Misty, and
Isn't
it's
that
just
a cool green room?
Yeah, it is.
It's really nice.
Yeah, this is early on. A couple of people just showing up, relaxing. Things. I don't even know who took the picture, to be honest.
No.
There's another group.
Band room.
There's my cousin Dave. He's doing his thing, and people are just hanging. That might be C in the couch corner.
I think it is. Yep.
Yeah. That is my friend Henry. I don't know if he ever goes into the chat room, but Henry's been watching for a long time, and he is a really great guy.
Yeah.
And I was so happy to see that name tag, and I just instantly gave him a big bear hug.
Yeah.
So good to see him, and he was such a great sport. And there you go. That is me. This is the next night. This night shouldn't even be here.
That's Saturday.
That's Saturday.
Pretend you didn't see that.
Yeah, that's Natalie and Christy. We'll talk about this some other time. All right, here we go. But here we go. This right here is what everybody else was seeing. And let me just say, again, Nephilim Death Squad, especially David, because Top couldn't make it that night.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who says what about David and Top. I love these guys.
I do too. I had a great time, Mystery Science Theater with Dave and Zoso while you were out doing your thing with the iPad.
Well, that's what I have over here. The commentary with you and Corbo.
Yeah.
Let me see. When the hell did I leave the room? I left it. We're talking to my buddy Walt, who he's got to be a guest with me and Anthony on our show that's coming up.
I'll see you guys.
Thank you.
Later, man.
Walt. Hold on. Let's see. With your tablet. There's
I'm still
Zoso.
up. Do you have me up?
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Hold on. Return. Now watch this.
Belt. And the rest of us are screaming.
Now I thought I was talking to people. I thought you guys were hearing me.
And I didn't. There was no way I could, wave you back in to tell you that we couldn't hear you.
And I mean, it was just really nice because at least you see all these people's faces. And then the reason why I want to start from around here is because around the 24-minute mark is when we get the arrival of King.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, especially with what I was doing in my commentary at the time that nobody was hearing, it felt very cinematic the way that he popped up over, in the peripheral.
Yeah.
The peripheral vision of the camera. So let's see here.
He likes to overtalk everybody.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
There's Rev.
I did notice that, and I know how he does it now. He keeps
There's
this
Todd.
loose too.
So you're
I
constantly
keep touching
second guessing
it.
yourself.
Yes.
Now that's Miguel. That's our friend Miguel, everybody.
Oh man, it's so cool. He's been following me on Instagram for a long time, and I always see him commenting and liking posts. And it was so great to put a face to the name, and we got to have some interesting conversations. Very, very very bright guy.
Well, as I liked to brag about him both on Friday and on Saturday night. I mean, Miguel is in the Navy, and he drives aircraft carriers. Okay.
And
I don't know when the last time he did it, but he can. If you need him to drive an aircraft carrier, this man right here can do it.
Did he show you pictures of? He also makes his own, craft beer, and he makes it. He made one that I told him. I think I don't know. I can't remember where he's stationed right now. Louisiana, maybe. Can't remember, or Florida, somewhere down south. And I said we gotta meet halfway because obviously you can't ship it. But he makes an elderberry beer, and he showed me a picture of it. It looked incredible. And
does it stain your teeth?
I don't know, but I want to find out. It looked incredible.
I want to try
so
I'll try
to meet him somewhere.
So that's Miguel.
Oh, man.
I was a little surprised to not see Nikki here.
Nikki.
I offered her a ride.
Yeah, the rides were offered. Here is whatchamacallit. Here is the Stoners.
I'm gonna
There's
die.
Josh.
And I go, that's not a lot of faith in my
That's
motorcycling
Ralph.
abilities.
Josh and Ralph.
I thought you said that you were going to make her sit in the sidecar with.
Here you go. And then we have. This one.
That's his love.
Is that Roar? Lauren? Lauren.
Yes.
My mother.
What a great picture. Wow. A great accidental picture.
I know.
In a video.
Somebody take a picture of it.
Take a picture of the video.
So there is Lauren and my mom just saying hi.
Car on the motorcycle. No, still no. All right. What if we kept the cats in the sidecar?
We're talking
I
about
got
motorcycle
several friends who do have
sidecars.
them, and it's very common to put like your Irish setter or
Yep,
your
your
Labrador
dog, yep.
with the goggles and the whole, it's
Frank's introducing his family. That's his lovely wife Lauren. I'm trying to keep up, but it's really not easy to do.
You're doing great.
Jay, what a great idea, dude.
Yeah, cool,
Nicely
right?
done.
There's Katie.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
I don't know who everybody is, so I'm just gonna. It's terrible.
That's his mom. That's his,
I had to put a name tag on myself to make sure I could remember who I was.
Name tags.
I'm so sorry.
They come
I
in
lost
handy.
mine.
Frank's crying. That's wonderful.
Is he really?
He is.
He's choked up.
I just realized that I have control. We have control.
That's Stowe Stoop's wife, Sarah.
Yeah. It's kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
It feels like that.
That right in the back in the green shirt, that's Mike Rogan. He came from the Central Time Zone.
Oh yeah,
like
the
that.
recovering doctor. He said he was a recovering doctor.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Frank is introducing a random stranger. Oh, more strangers. Now at this
I'm
point,
willing to bet, is
I
that
didn't know people at this
the
point.
Nephilim. I mean, the Netherland individual.
No.
Yeah, I'm telling you, one Nephilim.
Oh, here we go.
There's Alberto. You see, he's literally 5 feet taller than me.
Yeah.
No, he's very tall.
He
Are you
is very
sure?
tall too. Yeah.
These are huge people. This is
I
an event
mean,
only for huge people.
I can't believe I was invited.
Yeah,
to be
the
honest.
same thing. That was what the guard at the front asked me. He said, "You don't get any bigger?" I said, "No, man."
No, did he put you up? Hey, let me ask you a question.
Did my cousin Brian really tell that to David?
I think we were just playing around.
Okay,
I
I was
asked
gonna
him if he was
say.
tall enough to ride the ride.
Oh yeah, I know. Listen, my cousin did some. He did some great work with security down there.
I bet.
Yeah, he
I
did.
bet. Did he have any?
Well, my cousin Brian's very stoic, so he doesn't play around, and he's very cop-like.
Yeah, I got that.
Until you get into a private, Instagram chat with him.
Okay, all right. I never got to chat with him, but he looked very intimidating, and that's what you want in security.
Absolutely. And the building management, when they saw him down there with the metal detector wand, they contacted me in a panic. Because they said, well, what are you expecting? Why is he scanning people for weapons? We're like, no, he's just a cop. He just brings that around with him.
For fun.
Yeah, we don't expect. I don't really expect it. I said, listen, he's just like
he's trying to find lollipops so he can steal them.
Yeah,
no,
he's
it's okay. Don't
he's
worry
just looking
about
legit.
It. It's fine.
If I felt that kind of level of danger, this would.
No, it would have
Come
never
on.
happened.
Anyway.
Did he put you up against that little thing and say you're not tall enough to ride the ride?
Now here is.
I wish I could hear what they were saying.
I had a bucket.
Now here's when Crestmont Bear meets Alberto, and they're like eye to eye. So we're talking about like 6'6", 6'7".
Whoa.
We have like 2 Nephilim.
Wait, is Crestmont Bear the gentleman from the Netherlands?
No, and he's tall. He's about 6'6" as well. That's Kuhn.
So wow. So there really were a lot of tall people.
We had 3 giants. There's 3 biblical giants there. Okay, so let's keep going.
Tonight, gentlemen.
Oh,
Tell
all
us.
right.
I not only got a picture of myself with Frank and Lauren, but I turned around and I got a selfie with Aurora.
Oh,
Very cool.
And she doesn't
Very
give those
cool.
out. She does
Look,
not
look.
give those out.
The
Zoso.
trifecta.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And Frank, you're like, and look, you too. You're both huge.
Look, look at these massive men.
Yeah, they're big guys.
Yeah, geez.
that tie-dye dress. and
Oh,
she
yes.
goes,
Oh.
One had the beard and one had the long hair.
Yeah, if they could combine forces, they'd
dude,
be
if
unstoppable.
like Capcom was going to make a new video game,
yeah.
like these would be characters, the fight, like the tournament style fighting
They
games.
do remind me of Street Fighter characters.
Seriously, it seems that way. Great, fantastic. Gentle giants, no doubt.
All of them were so nice.
So after that, she warmed
I
up.
actually asked Frank if he would make me a tie-dye dress, and I never heard back.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there.
Did he tell you he was going to reach out about it?
I'm still accepting tie-dye dress offers from the audience if anybody wants to send me something.
You know what's cool though is I'm gathering because I'm new to Frank. I only just met him within the past 2 years, and I'm gathering now all this history.
Yeah.
And everything that he's worked at for 20 years,
Sure.
he's saying, and the people that he's gathered, the friends that he's met along the way, very, very cool.
Yeah.
And then to be able to have those people in the place where all the magic happens.
And, I mean,
And David, I'm glad that you're one of those people, man. I really am.
Yeah, all those people are stuffing their face with the pate that I made. That's why they can't. They're not paying attention to the camera. That's where all the food was, right beneath those pictures.
And this guy right here, that's Steve Mioscu. He's the guy who showed up on our Christmas stream here at our party about 3 or 4 years ago as the disgruntled Santa Claus. Yeah, so that's our in-house Santa Claus.
Okay.
He's a filmmaker as well. He's brilliant.
Very nice.
So I think he just moved a little bit closer to the area. So I think we might start doing some work with him again.
Oh, cool.
So here we go. But this is where King shows up.
Yes.
I see I spot Wendy Mahoney and company right outside the front door. And then all of a sudden you see behind that King is standing there with like his hands on his hips. and I'm telling you, it just felt very cinematic to me.
Yeah.
So here we go.
I mean, I have now been turned on to your show because of Frank. And what's really cool is I hope that your audience his audience is so
There's Wendy.
participatory. They just love to partake in anything that we bring. So I'm his nutritionist on the show. So I bring all kinds of health stuff. And every
That's
time
very cool.
Boom! There he is, like Sasquatch. They're right behind C.
Yeah.
C didn't even know. And watch this. Here it goes.
Every time I bring a product here, the people, because we really vet things very carefully. We don't
And I
introduce
realized,
just
look, that's what I realized. And he's standing there,
Yeah.
hands on his hips.
random crap to the audience. It's something that like we use, believe in, etc. And they jump
Look
on
at
that
him.
kind of stuff. And I think that's fantastic because it just goes to
He's
show
giving the
you
double
how
thumbs up.
seriously they take him. And I always tell the audience, Frank doesn't mess around. He will ask me to vet something, even if it would make the show money. If I say this isn't a quality product, he will say then we're not.
There you go.
That's king.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, man. Woof. There were times where our commentary was really good, and then there were other times where I was like, man, I really wish we could have
No,
heard what was going on.
It doesn't matter because with what was going on, you guys did great. Well, here's King sitting down and then cursing and then realizing that my mother was in the room. Hold on, here, which is whatever. Here we go. Listen to this. I think this is funny.
This is a milestone. This is pretty cool, I got to say.
So how you feeling? How you liking it so far?
Yeah, he's fucking great. It's very nice.
It's fucking great. It's it. They don't, there's just so much. King posted this on his Instagram. This is a really nice picture. It's a side by side. The top one is me, Anthony, Mike, and King in 2008. Okay, in June of 2008, I think, something like that. And then below is us on Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's just
Mike looks great. He's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. A shade under 20 years later, that picture, I should say.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
Yeah, man.
Really cool what's going on here. And I have a couple of things, last pieces of whatever before we hit the halfway point. Then we can talk about Saturday night. Yeah. This is still all Friday night.
Yeah.
There is Gina from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Now, I only have a couple of pictures of people sitting in my seat, but apparently there was a conga line.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people were hesitant to do it. I'm like, no, go ahead. And everybody was, again, so polite. They didn't want to overstep. They didn't want to touch anything. I'm like, please, I have to actually start leading people to the seat. Like, go ahead, sit down. There's Gina, wonderful picture. It really makes all the wonderful color in the. It's a very colorful corner.
Yeah, it really is,
and I love it.
Yep.
There we are doing our stream, and you have Shake and Bake, and you have Rev, and I think that's King's the son-in-law to be who's hanging out there.
Yep.
It was Lucas. His name was. It was his birthday too.
The day before. It was the day before.
Oh, the day before.
Yeah, the 4th.
Well, it counts.
It does.
There's a picture of my mother and Aurora. They're talking to each other. This is right before Aurora left with my mom.
Yeah.
And
she was a trooper. Out late on Thursday with us, putting all the baskets together. I mean, literally till the bitter end. We drove home, and you were putting her to bed, and then you and I on Thursday night came back here and did a friggin' hour show.
I know.
Well, I forgot about that until just now.
I forgot about that too.
Oh, that's why we're so tired. We decided to do a show at 10 o'clock. You're like, let's go on for 20 minutes.
I gotta say though, I said, hey, look, you know what? Let's go do a 20-minute stream just to say we did it.
Yeah.
And with all the lights off, starting off,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, this is gonna go at least 45. It just felt too good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, those are the kinds of things that just, you say one thing and then you have to give yourself over to something else.
Sure.
Here is Shake and Bake, sitting in my seat, having a good time. There's Linda Love sitting in my seat, having a good time, listening to the music. Who is this? Oh, that is Misty.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. No, bigger doesn't work. There's Misty. I guess I'm just showing her what the hell's going on back there. There's King and Linda. How nice. In front of the Great Gatsby sign, the poster. Me and C behind there. Now, this is cool. These are this is Saturday morning, everybody, before everything. I got this picture sent to me. A whole bunch of people went out to the boardwalk, Playland Boardwalk. That's the tiki bar out there. And, that's Todd and his wife. That's Two Dogs, Mike D. And then there's Shake and Bake and Gina and the Stoobs and Rev. I mean, they're just, it was a wonderful thing to see people just kind of clumping together and going out and doing a whole bunch of stuff, their own things or with someone else. Let's see. Here's another one. This is outside. Well, no, that's not the actual coffee house.
The coffee shop is right next door.
It's next door.
Yeah.
But this is...
It was getting hot that morning.
Yeah.
Starting to sweat.
Me, Two Dogs, Shake and Bake, and Jay. We were having our cortados. And that's the first time I ever had one, and now I like them. There you go. Portrush Coffee House. Let me say, this is one of those things that I loved. Alejandro from Portrush Coffee showed up at the Saturday night thing. After I said, hey, man, you got to come by. You got a +1. Just come by. And he told me, Mr. Frank, I said, how'd everything go? He goes, record sales. He says, he told the, either his partner, boss. I don't know what's going, if he's just a manager or if he's a co-owner. I never asked, but, they've been in town for a little over a year now, and that was their biggest day ever.
How cool is that?
Awesome.
I mean, and now, obviously, probably a forever affiliation with the show because of that. I mean, and then you helped out, like I said, as a person who's run a small business, a day like that can make a month, can make a quarter, sometimes can make a year. So you can't underestimate that, which is why when you came up with that idea, I thought it was brilliant.
Well, and I also got in touch with Paige from Davenport, Iowa, at Revolution Coffee, who roasts all the Quite Frankly Elevation blend and bags it and ships it. She's wonderful, and she sent so much coffee over to us, and including 20 pounds, 5-pound, 4 5-pound bags. And I was brewing the ground. I just said, you know what, give me 2 5-pound bags of ground so that I can just keep going with the 30 cup coffee urns. But I told Alejandro at Portrush, I said, I'm going to bring you 10 pounds of beans so that you can brew this exclusively on Friday and Saturday. I'm going to bring you the beans, and I'm going to bring you people who want to drink it. And I just want everybody to have a nice...
So just pure profit for them too.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful.
I just want people to have a place to congregate that is really well maintained. They have wonderful service, and and it's special to me in Aurora, that place now.
Yeah.
So they did so well, and I told Paige at Revolution Coffee, who does the Elevation Blend, you know, people gallons of your coffee was consumed over the last 48 hours.
Yep.
Gallons.
Yep.
And yeah, so everybody, please, and we're going to talk about our sponsors in just a second. Thank all of them and patronize all of them. They are not, they're salt of the earth people, but they have wonderful products that only improve the quality of life, and we'll get to that.
And some of the coffee was eaten because Justin from Yes Cacao made a chocolate out of some of the coffee. So,
yeah,
it was great.
Absolutely. Jay, there you guys are on the inside.
Yeah.
There's Henry. Shout them all out, Jay. That's you guys are talking.
Lee and Andrea Dalton, who have come to the retreats for several years in a row. Wonderful people.
Yeah, this is the third year in a row I got to hang out with Lee and Andrea.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's inside Portrush. Nice. Now this is one of the last. This is the last picture I have of prior to Saturday. This is interesting. So I dropped off Jay. I dropped off Justin after the coffee meeting and getting everything ready. And now I had to go home to set up all the live streams and things like that for the Saturday night. Get myself dressed and whatever, and try to work against the coming rain.
We're going to tell that story too. We got to tell that story.
But I'm driving down the street and I said, you know what? I'm going to stop in on Frankie and Louie's Pizzeria to say hello to my friend KJ, because I know that people had already started going to the pizzeria to say hi to him. And only one person had the balls to ask about the Glory Hole special. Only one person. Hopefully somebody grew the balls afterwards. But I said, I'm going to stop by the pizzeria on the way to my stop home. And so I'm coming up on the pizzeria and I saw Zoso Dude's bike outside. So I'm figuring, okay, well, I'm going to go inside, say hi to KJ, and Zoso Dude will probably be in one of those smaller cafe tables up front having a slice by himself or something. But I walk through the front and there's nobody there. And I go to KJ and I shake his hand and say, what's going on, man? He goes, oh, nothing. They're all in there. I said, who's all? And I went into the dining room and there's two full tables of people just eating to their heart's delight. And it was just wonderful. And from there, that was a staging ground for who was going to the beach and who was going elsewhere. And man, it's just, like I said, just around town.
Yeah.
And even though there's 70,000 people packed into this 2 square mile village, it seems a lot quieter since these people left, and it's emotional. There's
a little bit of a void. I hate to keep relating it back to their retreat, but a lot of these people are the same people that were there, and it's that same feeling. You get used to people for 4 days, waking up every morning, having coffee with them multiple days in a row, eating every meal with them multiple days in a row, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Yeah,
and it's very strange.
And all of a sudden they're gone.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know what? Here's what I'm going to put out before we get to our super chats and take calls. This was you and I right before they opened up the doors. Inside of the ticket office.
I finally got to put my jacket on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. You can tell how tired I am. Look at my eyes.
Oh, yeah, we're both exhausted.
My gosh. And anyway, so that there we are. I loved how that was all over the place. The pubes all over the place. You can really
see them on the high definition
Really
screens.
see the pubes. But this is where I want a pit stop. I wanted to. This right here, everybody.
Man.
This right here, and where's the other one? I have to show people. Oh, right here. This table, obviously, there's the coffee at the tail end. But this table right here, you see that? That is Signals and Verso and Keto Brainz and everything from Jane Barlow and Yes Cacao Chocolate and Pluck Seasoning and even stuff from Matt from Cultivate Elevate.
Yeah.
And I mean, who else? And who else am I? And Dulce. Dulce was, of course, one of the staples at the coffee stations there, people trying all this stuff.
And they were there. The owners were there, which is really
Natalie
cool.
and Greg are just incredible people.
So sweet.
And I can't wait to have them back on the air just to talk shop about everything because they know the way that the world works and they know that food is one of the greatest. How we are treating our bodies is one of the greatest acts of revolution known to man at this point and at any time.
And she's doing the same things that we're trying to do. You know, when you have me on this show and she's doing it with a product while we're doing it with education and information. So we're just approaching it from different angles, but what an aligned mission, you know, talking to those two, not only on the show that night, but then actually being able to talk with them in person was.
But here's the point, Jay. The point I was trying to make is everything on this table right here was for people to take.
Oh, I know. We set that table up for hours and it was gone. It just was gone.
We're talking thousands of dollars worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And we put bags there. If you were at VIP night, a bag was made for you, but there was thousands of dollars worth of stuff they gave. All of these companies, these wonderful companies gave. Mm-hmm. And I just really hope against hope that you will go and check out Signals and check out Verso and check out, of course, Molly. Molly has for up until tomorrow night, she extended it. If you go and you buy anything on KetoBrainz.com's website and you use QFJAM as the promo code, you're entered into yet another big raffle.
Oh, cool!
Another big raffle that's going to a winner will be announced tomorrow. QFJAM, QFJAM. Anything on keto. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. If the first thing you think about that when you look and you're probably like, wow, they're selling all this stuff there. No, no, it was enjoy.
Yep.
I mean, so these are companies that deserve to be supported because this is how much they gave and they supported us. And I just want to. There's no real way that I can thank them other than to be so sincere in my appreciation for them and the work they put into their products because they believe in a healthy, free humanity. And that's really just what it comes down to.
Yep. I mean, they're so unbelievably generous. I remember doing the calculations for the retreats and it was tens of thousands of dollars ultimately for, 35 people. And to see all that product because, Lauren and I had set up a lot of that table. And I remember at one point in the evening, Lauren found me, like we were all like strangers in the night throughout every once in a while I'd be like, I got to find Frank. And it would take me, at least, 10 minutes to actually find, locate you. But Lauren found me at one point and was like, do we have any more stuff? And oh yeah. I got stuff out back. And I went out back and there was like nothing left. It was incredible. Just all of that stuff just gone. And in the hands of the people who are going to continue to patronize the companies, I just thought it was fantastic. Yeah. It's just so generous of them.
Speaking of Lauren, here she is.
She is selling up a storm.
The hand pressed shirts that we did.
Those are great.
They were great because we got to keep the price down to only $20.
Yeah.
And
the t-shirt, that was a t-shirt I was wearing in the picture with you. Beautiful, like super soft, really high quality. It's a great t-shirt.
Lauren, let me tell you something about Lauren that you already know. She is a very, I wouldn't call her a true introvert, but she is a lot more introverted, reserved than me, who is constantly exploding. I wouldn't even call myself extroverted.
It's a yin-yang.
I'm not an extrovert. I'm an exploder.
right.
And
you need an offset.
Yeah. The only so, I would take little breaks on Friday and Saturday night when we would cross each other. I'd grab her and I'd say, "Listen, just remember now, and all the hours from now until later." I love you, and I'll see you later. And we just kept it. Whenever we saw each other, we just reminded each other.
Yeah.
Everybody knew what the mission was. And somebody had brought Lauren up. They had just seen her. Well, she's really over there rocking and rolling. I said, let me tell you something. For Lauren to be rocking and rolling like this for this long, this is no doubt a gargantuan undertaking for her. Mm-hmm. And she was just fantastic.
Oh, and trooper. I mean, just
and that's why when we got home, I said, "Listen, next couple of days, you just recharge yourself, because we're all feeling it now. But
yeah.
that she went outside of her comfort zone for that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, and we couldn't have done it without her.
Let me see here. I am. I mean, there's just so many. There's so many good people. Let me go to the super chats and let's take some calls. Actually, 914-200-0269. It's 8:00. 914. No, that's not it.
It's 8:00.
I know. 914-200-0269. Call in. Were you there? Do you have any?
Are you sufficiently teased for next year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you sufficiently teased? I know. I mean, there's just a lot of people that are going to be. I know there's more.
I don't want to spill the beans, and I certainly won't. But I can just tell you, from Frank and I's candid conversations, you learn so much, and we did learn so much logistically, but also again, emotionally, and what it entails. And I think it's an understatement to say doing these is going to be a net positive for the show. And so if you feel sad because you missed this one, of course, there's never going to be another first one, but I can almost guarantee you that there's going to be more. And I think so. Setting this up for the future is going to be a lot of fun. So we hope to see anybody who missed this one. Don't worry about it. Just like the retreats, there's going to be something for you to attend, and they're all going to be special in their own right.
And when you call in now, you could have attended. You could have not, or you just wanted to ask a question about something. Trigger some memories here, because there are too many to talk about and discuss properly in 2 hours. 440, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Frank, this is Cobalt Cat.
Hey, Cobalt, how are you?
I'm doing very well. I just wanted to say, this whole entire get-together, my first time being here, I've only been watching your show for a year, and everybody was so very friendly, so very welcoming. I made a lot of new friends, and my mom and I both really enjoyed it, and I had a great time. I loved Port Rush coffee. We wish we would have had time to go back, but we at least got to go once, because we visited everything that you sent to us out on the email, like the list.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the Ginger Man. We went to Glory Days. We went to the pier, and then we almost got caught in a really epic storm. And but it was just, I really enjoyed it, and I really look forward to doing this all over again. And it was just a really fantastic 2 days, and I can't believe it's all over. And I just thank everybody and all the sponsors. So yeah.
Well, thank you.
That's all I have.
No, that's more than enough, and it was wonderful having you there, and just to hear you say all those places is just surreal again, of course, because like I said, there's a reason why I gave you all those places, because they're pretty important. I mean, Glory Days Diner that talked about every night in 2020 while the whole world is closed down. I knew that the guys at Glory Days Diner, they would be open and nobody would be in there. And it would just be me and them in the middle of this lockdown. And, every night I had to go in there, not only to try to support them, even if I just got myself an iced coffee, I tipped them $10 because they were getting nothing. And then I just wanted some kind of a semblance of my social life outside of to stay, I want to stop by the diner and say hi to the guys. And I'm just happy that you're there.
When you were talking about supporting all of these companies that support you and vice versa, like all these companies that you talk about, this is really kind of cool, because it's like we're our own little subculture in a way. This is how I look at it. I know we're not like thousands of people, but everybody just supporting small businesses. Like when you said a few minutes ago that Port Rush, this was their biggest business day yet, I didn't know they were only open for a year. That just gave me chills. And it's just, I don't know, it really warmed my heart. And I, thoroughly enjoyed it. And every place we'd go, we'd say, hey, do you know Frank? And even if the person didn't know Frank, they'd say, oh yeah, my boss has talked about him, or oh yeah, we know him. Oh, he's a good guy. And so, I think we were at Glory Days, and one of the waitresses, we were like, hey, do you know Frank? Quite frankly, and at first she was like, no, and I'm like, well, he might come in. He probably comes in with a little girl, Aurora, and then they go, oh yes, oh,
you're
so
Aurora's
sweet,
dad. That's who you are.
Some places that she's more recognizable than I am. But it's I
and then when I got home last night, I was telling my neighbors how excited I was, and I told them, I said, Frank's show, he's such a good, we've got book club, and I said, in fact, I'm just now reading. I know I'm a little behind because I was able to get it in an accessible format for me to read it. I said, in fact, I'm reading this book, Dandelion Wine, and my neighbor's son, he came up here to visit his mother because she's a senior, and he said, I make dandelion wine, and he drove from Wisconsin, so he's here for 2 weeks. He said, hey, I got a mason jar of dandelion wine. You want a mason jar? You want a little mason? And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I just took a little sip of it tonight, and he was telling me like the whole process, like it's a process. And I was like, really, like for free? And it just made me think of you. So I'm like sipping on this, couple sips of dandelion wine and just listening to your show.
Wonderful.
So,
That's amazing.
That's it. There you go. You've got summer 2024 or summer 2025 bottled right there, and I hope you drink it up nice and slow. Thank you so much for calling in, Cobalt.
all righty, you guys have a good night.
You too.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll tell you.
Supporting local businesses, but also, this is the parallel economy that we talk about. All these companies that are creating the products to solve problems and supporting them through the show. That's how you build that parallel economy. It's not a small thing.
Let's take another one. 785. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, good evening, Frank. It's the Sentinel.
Hey, what's going on, Sentinel? It's great to have you on.
Yeah, so Molly Artie and I are sitting here enjoying the show. We loved meeting Cobalt, and she had a wonderful call just a moment ago. We too enjoyed Port Chester and went to the coffee shop and had an espresso. It was great. It wasn't exactly Molly's thing, but I thought it was pretty good. And we've been subscribing to Coffee Revolution since you came out with that Elevation blend. We like it.
Well, I'm glad. I'm looking for a picture of you. I know we took a couple of really good pictures, especially at the end. But I have to sift through them all. It was so wonderful, Sentinel, to hang with you and Molly. And man, I need one of those shirts that she made. We have to find a way to reproduce them. They're so great.
Yeah, and I'm sure she'll hook you up with that. She said she was going to send you the image so you could do whatever you want with it, even if you wanted to make it available for other people. So she'll make sure to do that. And we were collaborating on who was going to actually email you our photo set, and I was going to try to have her do it.
Do it.
But yeah, so she's smiling. So I think she'll get around to that before the next 24 hours. You want to talk?
Well,
okay, so I'm giving the phone to Molly Artie.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Molly.
Hey.
Yeah, I had to tell you a story. You were talking about how your dad had to process everything. Well, I was standing outside with the ice cream man, and we ran into your Uncle Rob.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was walking out, and he was like talking to people and saying hi and whatnot, and he stopped and talked to me, and he says, I just can't believe this. What is he doing? What, all these people? And I was like, you want to know what it is? Out of everything that you can watch out there on the internet, Frank is authentic. And he's a real person. He comes off as a real person. He's a real person in person. And we love him. And he was just like, I just don't know what he's doing.
He's got to be paying them off.
I just got a fuzzy feeling inside when he was just astonished.
Yeah, I didn't know how to really, like I said, anybody that's related to me I don't think they really, most of them don't really grasp the enormity of the situation. I'm not that it's the biggest audience in the media landscape. It's just, but the enormity of the connection there is, and again, I understood that just based on the correspondence I get, the handwritten letters, everything else. But of course, doing something like this was very new for me, and it was illuminating. It was really illuminating to have this expressed in such physical ways.
Oh yes, and I just really enjoyed being able to tell him that and explain why we were there, why we decided to, do this on that weekend. So it was just very enjoyable. And thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Molly. All the best to you and Sentinel. Have a great night.
You too.
Jay, I don't want to sound melodramatic, but it was like a near-death experience for me in the respect that I felt like I saw heaven. I like being surrounded by so many people, especially when it came to the combination of friends, family. There were some puzzling absences, but when all was said and done, it didn't really matter because what was going on at the studio on Friday and at the theater on Saturday was like being in heaven and being then sent back because it wasn't my time. And and I'll tell you the quiet just in the studio when I walked through the door was so deafening. That's just like I want to scratch through there. Like, or here I am again, looking into the mirror,
right,
and knowing that it's just a one way. It's like a two-way mirror for everybody at home.
Mm-hmm.
They see me, I can't see them. We're back to that again,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, but to also stress something else there too. That's what kept my physical exhaustion in check. When I got home at night. It was hard to go to sleep because I was so tired.
Yeah.
But when you have been in a room where there are just energy vampires in that room, there are people who take and they don't give, they just take. And there was everybody was just giving to everybody because when you talk about just the way what people were doing, first of all, there's no politics in the room at all.
None.
Completely apolitical room both nights. It's the whole lot of love just in that moment. I swear I did not see anybody using a cell phone for any reason other than to exchange numbers with a new friend or take pictures. I didn't see anybody off in a corner and just kind of like, by themselves or something.
It was a throwback to a different time for those 2 days.
So good.
Very, very different. And it was, I'm glad you pointed it out because I certainly noticed it, but it wasn't something that I was able to verbalize until you mentioned it. And then that kind of closed a gap for me. I was like, why does this feel more energetic, even more than the Christmas party, which has a lot of people, but did not have the same energy as Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday had a different energy than even the same, similar people in the same room here. Wasn't the same. It was different. And when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, people were really genuinely engaged in each other, and devices were a secondary, which is again a throwback to another time.
Yeah. Well, let's just keep going, shall we? 202, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
This is C.
Hello, Hot Legs.
I thought so.
Anyways, I feel like this is the magical part, right? For the weekend. This is how I feel when I come off of scout camp after a week. I'm so bummed out. I'm unpacking this truck from all this stuff, and I'm so bummed out that we're not like out doing something fun again tonight. But magical stuff, Frank.
Well, thank you for being a part of it and being such a being a help too. So it was wonderful. It's just wonderful being there with you. So thank you so much. Is there any specific
being
memory?
Staged at the front door to make the name tags was like the greatest thing because I got to meet everybody.
Yeah, you did, right?
It was great.
As they came in, they filtered through you and my cousin. So,
Yeah.
okay. So, real quick, if you have to pull the first memory that comes to your mind, what is it?
Oh my gosh. I think that it was probably meeting Jay.
What? Wow.
Sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry.
Well,
Tell me more. No, I'm just kidding.
It was meeting Jay because, really, I just had a different impression of everybody. Size, weight, hair, everything from seeing them on TV versus seeing them in front of me.
Oh.
And everybody just looked so much better in person, and it was just wonderful.
Oh.
You just have, your audience is the shit. They are just great.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're great. They really are. And thanks again, C. It's great to talk to you.
Absolutely. Good night.
Good night.
C.
All right.
Did you hear the cricket in the background?
I did.
Yeah.
That is a swamp cricket.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got here? 541, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Brother Frank, it's your friend Zoe. Check me in.
Yeah, good to hear from you, Zoe. You know what? In Extra Innings tonight, I'm going to be playing a lot of the video that we have. Video of Sal, video. Well, there is one video I'll play here on this one, but I'll also be jumping into some of the videos that you have uploaded from the road the last few days too.
Cool.
Oh man, it was dude. What an event! I hope that that's like, I don't know, in some way validates everything you've been doing for the last 18 years, because it was for me and the people that I got to hang with, it was the most pleasurable evening I'd had in. I really can't recall the last time I had that much fun. Every last person that I met, they'd come up to me and say, "Well, you're Zoso, dude." Like they knew me, but once they told me their screen name, I'm like, "Oh yeah," I mean, I met so many cool people from across the board, and as I think I mentioned to you, I was so blown away by the diversity of the people there, from 20-year-olds to 70-year-olds to, I mean, we were all there as one large collective, just really enjoying hanging out with this guy who has his little soapbox and calls balls and strikes, and we're all right in there with him going, yeah, man, I totally freaking agree with the way you think. And it was so, man, it is an evening that I am not going to forget for a very, very long time. I can, to steal a line from Jaws, next year, man, you're going to need a bigger boat.
Well, hey, you know what? Behind Lauren, behind those doors that were behind Lauren and the merch, the coffee table and all that, behind those doors is a 2,200 seat venue.
Yes, it is.
That that's a much bigger vision, but that's definitely something that has to happen one day.
Brother, I very much appreciate the invite, and really just the cross section of people who attended were just good as gold. So many. I mean, I'd be here all night naming names, but I loved them all. It was fabulous, and just great to hang with you and Jay, man. Great, well done. The whole thing. I really want to stress, so many people worked their butts off on it. Your cousin, Sherry and C and Lauren and just everybody involved. It was done so professionally, Frank. From the door prizes to the great gifts to the aces, buddy, 4 aces. Thanks so very much.
Thank you.
I enjoyed every minute.
Thank you so much. And
it's great to meet you, Zoso.
It was great to have you. We'll do more again. I promise.
Yeah, fantastic.
All right.
Have a great one, guys.
See ya.
You too.
Let's go real quick. Let's go to King.
Hey.
Santino, go ahead. What do you think?
Oh, Jay, what the fuck, man? What are you trying to do to me over there?
Oh, I knew it. I knew it was coming.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, man. Always busting your onion.
I know.
I was going to say, though, hey, Frankie, it was an honor that I was even invited, and I really appreciate it. I had a great time. Everybody I met, I got nothing bad to say about nobody. Or really, really great people. Couple really quick, funny stories there. So I got a nice kiss on the cheek from a really cute chick there. I ain't gonna say who it is, because I don't know what their personal life is like, and I don't want to cause problems. But she left lipstick on my cheek. And Rosie's fiance there, Luke, he says to me, "Oh, Santino, still got lipstick on your cheek." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. What, you think I'm fucking wiping it off? Or if it's staying right there?" He's like, "You're a fucking dog, Santino." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that."
You gotta leave lipstick on your cheek. You can't wash that off.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's like a chevron.
For what?
That's it, man. It was great. It was awesome. King, I think you'll appreciate this, because of course you're one of those. You're a friend, but you're also a character. and very, very, very unique room full of people. And I was talking to Dave from Dave's Cast of Characters today, because that was the company that they're good friends with my father, and those are the people I reached out to for the caricaturist, for the photo booth, which I have to go get the flash drive to see all the pictures that people took.
Oh.
Even though they got printouts too. And then the other one is that they sent the magician.
Right.
And what I was talking to him today, because he, just like everybody at the Capitol Theater, was just so thrilled with this event and the people that were there. Dave said to me he was talking to the magician who was walking around with a sequins top hat and sequins jacket, and he's making real doves disappear and reappear out of nowhere.
It was crazy.
Okay, and he said, and the magician, he's walking around, and he said to Dave, the owner of the company, he's used to being in places where he sticks out like a sore thumb, but that there were so many vibrant characters all around him that even for a glittering magician that has birds crawling all over him, he was fitting right in. It was a real, just like,
welcome home.
It was a wonderful. I'll tell you that's the kind. Those are the kinds of stories. Those are the reviews that mean more than anything. So.
Yeah, that's fucking great. And it was after all these years, it was really nice to finally meet your parents, who are very nice people, by the way, real good people. And I just want to say your mother had the best line of the night, right? I was sitting there talking, and she walked by me. I wanted to introduce myself, and I said, "Hey, Mrs. Frankie." And she turns around, and she goes, "And who are you?" I said, "It's me, Santino Spirali." And she goes, "Oh, yeah." She goes, "Hey, you want to know what? You don't look as mean as you sound."
You don't look as mean as you sound. That's it.
I thought that was great. And if I could just end it by saying, I'd like to say a big hello to Two Dogs Mike D. Great guy.
There you go. Thank you, Santino. It was great to hang with you again, as always.
It was great as always, my friend. Thank you very much.
All right. Be well. Be well. Be well. You know what the really funny one is? Hold on. I got a picture here. We'll keep taking, and I have to go to all of the wonderful pictures from Saturday. Actually, let's go to them right now. Wait, where the hell is it? What is this? Hold on. I think this is Bev and Jay Warren
from Tennessee.
Yeah. Bev and Jay from Tennessee. They're wonderful.
Great couple.
They're very, very they're fantastic to hang out with. Here is Tony Black.
Hey.
He had a moment to talk to people. He put out a stanza, a verse from his Lulu. His
Lulu had a baby.
Lulu had something. This guy. Let me tell you something about Tony. Tony Black. 95 years old, and he looked like a kid again, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
He hung out until 10 o'clock
he was
or
there
so.
for a while, yeah.
He ate. He walked around. He took pictures. He was in an emotional state all night. He could not. And today he was sitting in my driveway with my mother, getting some sun, some September sun.
That man gets a lot of sun.
That's why he's 95.
It's beautiful.
and he still today it doesn't really. The love that he was shown, he was really emotional all night. And then at the end of the night, he's standing in line with my parents to get ice cream. I was like, he was a kid again that night. And it was, it was just fantastic.
I mean,
right.
It's Frank. I mean, if you think about it, I believe, and maybe rather than I'll make a statement, I'll ask you. I mean, be honest with me and the audience. Were you surprised? I mean, did you have that thought that, I know you sold a certain amount of tickets, so maybe this is a tough question, but like you had that thought that 20 people are going to show up. There's no way 140 people show up. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like, because you're doing this, and I just feel like even us who understands the power of the internet. Now here you're talking about like your dad or Tony Black, a 95-year-old guy who doesn't really grasp, right, like the technological part of even the world today. So I can see that being shocking to him, because it's shocking shocking to you, even though you do this every night and you do look at the metrics, but it's still emotional when it's real and it's in your face and the people are really there in front of you, right? Like he gets up here and he sings that song in front of a camera, but he doesn't know what's on the other end of that. And really none of us actually really do until you have that moment like Saturday when you're like, this theater, this bar and this foyer, they're full of people who watch on a nightly basis. And I can understand why he would be super emotional, and just that probably came out of nowhere for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was because, you know, everywhere he turned, people want to take a picture. Like my father, he of course he imitated this. Yesterday, he was standing in my kitchen and he said, nothing prepared me for standing in there and looking around and realizing that at any given time, there's about a dozen people who are looking at me and timidly approaching me, that they need to, you know, but I mean, he handled it. He spoke to everybody. He made friends, telling stories, all that.
Yeah.
And the only thing I wish I could do a little bit more is, like Santa Claus, pause time so I could spend a little bit more time with each person. That's why I was able to see people in multiple rounds. You get around another handshake, another arm around the shoulder, you know, a mini conversation, and just soaking people up, especially when you're personal friends that you haven't seen in a while. Like my friends George and Danny were there. I haven't seen them in a while. My cousin, a couple of cousins were there. I haven't seen them. That's the first time I met my cousin Ashley Supa, the bassist for the band Plush.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just got off a tour with Disturbed not too long ago.
So she was there?
She was there.
Oh man, see that's so cool.
So that's the first time I ever met a member of my family.
Of your family, yeah. That's cool.
Just crazy. Here's you with the Warrens. There you are.
Oh yeah.
You know, having just the venue was amazing, especially when we were about to open up the doors. Somebody said, "So you nervous?" I said, "After Friday night, no." There was so much Friday night, from the preparation of the food ourselves. My sister-in-law Jess put together the food, amazing display there. But other than that, it was the crowd control was us, and then of course there was the daunting. How are we going to keep this place cool? After the heavy lifting of Friday night, Saturday was going to be a vacation because the room was just air conditioned, and I was just like, "Let's go, man!" It was awesome, and now here is Natalie and Christy and their mom. They're from Pennsylvania, and wonderful group. And Natalie and Christy, there we are right there. They said something really interesting, and they said, you know, at a future event, you at least have to make a point to encourage a lot of single people to show up, because they'd love to make it easier to find people.
The Quite Frankly speed dating app.
I know. I said, and I made a quip about a speed dating table or something like that.
Yes.
But you know, it's true, and there's just so many great people. I said I can't wait to hear about the first couple that you know, gets married because of one of these events or something like that.
Cool. Yeah.
Natalie and Christy, you guys are great, and please send my love to your mother as well. That was a wonderful.
Yeah, I got to have a brief conversation with Natalie, I think, and she was very cool. Very cool. Comes from a cool part of the country with some Amish farms, so we had a nice little conversation about that.
Here is me and Lauren and Dusty Blue. Dusty Blue, what a wonderful soul. Again, it continues on.
She showed me pictures of a retreat she went on in the Amazon. It was incredible. She was showing me pictures on her phone.
Oh.
In the Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
With Timothy Alberino?
No, but it might as well have been. And she was literally in the Amazon River. It was really cool.
There's Anthony with the that's the live dove.
Yeah.
And then there's Mike trying to call it over to him.
Come over here.
Mike speaks that language. His father used to have a pigeon coop for years. He was a homing pigeon trainer. They do the races, you know? So, you know, whenever a pigeon was sick, Mike would be the one to twist his head. And, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, there's my father in Shake and Bake.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is funny.
There you go.
This is Tony and my cousin Sherry. Now, apparently, they took a picture in the picture booth together.
Okay.
And what the hell? Dave's cast of characters said to me, I forgot what the hell he said. He described my cousin by the size of her chest. Okay. in the most respectful ways possible. Because he was talking about how diverse the character, how many people are out there, and all the people that he was talking to, and he couldn't believe just how there's people lining up and everybody thought that they had to pay for things like the caricature artist. They thought they had to pay for a picture. And they're like, no, nobody had to. You're getting. No. We gave so much away, and we paid for everything down to the ice cream outside, and he said to me, at first I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And then I remember my mother telling me that Tony Black and Sherry took a picture in the photo booth together. Dave from Dave's Cast of Characters said, at one point there was this little Indian guy took a picture with this girl with big boobs. And I just it's just like the pairing of people. I said, little Indian guy.
But
what the fuck?
But Justin said that the other day. Like, his tan is understated. Like, when you see it in real life, you're like, holy mackerel, that is a tan and a half. I love it.
Look, the little Indian guy. So I mean, I said, what?
Oh,
so that caught me off guard.
That is incredible.
I didn't while I was on the phone. All I did was smirk when I realized, and I just wrote it down.
Oh my God, that's a great joke.
Didn't even bring it up. I said, okay, that's hilarious. The little Indian guy.
I think that's the stuff that we need. Like we've learned. Like we need. As an opening ceremonies kind of thing, we should have let everybody know that stuff was all inclusive in the ticket price. That was the whole idea,
Yeah.
But I can understand why they would think they would have to pay for it. I get that. I would probably assume the same thing if I were there, but yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, look at that. Tony Black and Melanie.
That's it.
Melanie's great. Been to the retreat multiple times. Little story about Melanie. She was at the retreat that you were at for the first time in Vermont, and she told me, and I think she actually told us when we had that. Remember we had that private, Quite Frankly show that night down in the basement.
Yeah.
She said the same thing, and I think she actually said it at the venue that the first time that she met us, you and I, that it was like you get a little starstruck, which is funny. I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, I'm just Jay, and that's just Frank. But you again, not understanding, right? Just the other side of the camera. And that she was just so happy that she said, you're the same people that you are on camera as you are off. And I'm like, well, if that ever changes, then I'm out, because I know I'm sure it is for some people. They're not the same, and you hear those stories, but that's just not the way it is. So a lot of genuine people there. But I love that story that Melanie told, because I just never even thought that anybody would be nervous meeting me, but I could see it on Friday and Saturday, and I was like, that's just so weird. You could see it in their face, and it's just so strange.
Well, of course, Melanie's mother, Linda, she's fantastic too. She was there. When I came to Vermont in 2023, and I walked into the side door for the first time, and I went to the kitchen, there was a few people there. Melanie was in there with Linda, and there's a few other people and so I said hi everybody, and I saw Melanie actually like grab her mom's arm, like it's him, and that little like jerking motion that she did, it's like, oh man, I don't feel worthy of that at all.
No, I know.
And it's just it's something that it's always very humbling, and I pity people who let that go to their heads. It's exciting. It's just exciting to me that I've done it. Anything that would make somebody excited to share a few minutes with me.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's all. And you don't want to talk about another person who's, I would say, is in that league again. David from Nephilim Death Squad. That's him and his wonderful wife. And there's Gina from South Carolina there again. David just works a room and is just so friendly. And
he ate nose to tail for the first time. We talked about that a little bit on the show on Friday. He was very excited about that, and he even posted about it on Instagram the day. So he ate nose to tail, and he dove right in, and he loved it. So that was really cool to see.
Dude, I mean, listen, it's first of all, the bacon wrapped chicken hearts.
Huh?
It was incredible. Those croquettes.
That
Whatever.
was the only thing I had. I got one thing at the very beginning of the evening before any of the stuff got on it, the sauces and everything.
It was so good.
Nick was like, "Hey, just try one of these." That was the only thing I ate the whole night.
We're gonna watch a little bit later on in the extra innings. We're gonna watch Sal, cutting up the ribeye and things like that. Those are fun videos. Here is me and Gina from South Carolina. My father. Let's see what
Gina's
else.
incredible. She came to see me. She drove all the way out to Tennessee to see me speak at two events. I spoke at Alternative Health Summit and the Cause Fest in Tennessee. I don't remember what year it was. I guess it may have been 2023, I think. And I spoke at two events in Tennessee, and she drove. That was when I first met her. She drove to come hang out and to see me speak, and then we just hung out the whole weekend. We went grocery shopping together, so she can say she actually went grocery shopping with me. We went to Sprouts. We took like a 3-mile walk to the local Sprouts. It was a lot of fun. I know a lot of people don't want to eat in front of me and don't want me to be at their parties because they're afraid I'm gonna, but that's not really me. Gina can tell you that I don't do that.
Gina was not. She went to Playland. She sent me another picture of her on Playland Boardwalk, and apparently they had one of those, like a recreated Zoltar Speaks.
She's doing the handstand?
Yeah.
I saw that picture.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool.
Okay, let's take another call. 708, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, Frank, it's Rev.
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going, guys?
It's good to hear from you.
I've never been nervous to call you before, but tonight I'm actually a little nervous because I'm like, if I forget to say something, I'm going to be so mad at myself because there's so many things I want to tell you. But it was great. And it was a pleasure to be able to meet everybody, shake Jay's hand, of course, shake your hand. I got a couple of stories that I know are unique because they were first. I was one of the first people to actually be able to see Tony Black because your mom and him were trying to come in the side door, and security wouldn't let them in. They made them go to the front. And I was about to step in and intervene, and then they just walked away. So I was like, okay, I'm going to leave it alone. And then I went around front so that I could actually meet Tony right when he came in. And I was able to do that. And Shake and Bake took a picture of me with Tony. And then I was able to meet your dad when he walked in. And it was the first time I, of course, have met your dad. And I said, hey, how are you doing? And I introduced myself. And he looked at me and in the way that your dad, can be very expressive. He goes, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, I know. I can hear that.
I can hear that, too.
I can hear that.
He says, he told me to come, so I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. He said,
it was great.
You know what?
Everything was fabulous. And there's, of course, my appreciation that I've talked about in Super Chat for Sosub. And I got to meet Sosub, and we got to have a smoke together, a vanilla cognac stogie on Playland Boardwalk, like you had suggested. That was awesome to meet my two dogs, Mike and Katie Sky, who is an absolute doll. She's just a beautiful person, and Stove and Zoso dude, and meeting King was awesome, and King the jacket, right? I mean, it was just everything was wonderful. Saturday was so much fun, but like Friday was like the highlight for me in a way. There was so much that happened good Saturday. Oh, and another first on Saturday. I walked over and Lauren was behind the merchandise table, and I said, are you selling shirts yet? And she goes, well, I'll sell you the first one if you want. And I'm like, I'm your first customer? I'm like, absolutely. I reached right in my pocket, pulled out that money. I'm like, yep, I'll take one.
Boom. Well, you know what? First of all, I thank you for the impression of my dad, because that I 100% that happened. No, because he told that's what he told me too. This is that, as I heard him telling other people, he just what all Frank's been telling me for the last couple of months is that he's going to have an event, And you just got to come to the Capitol Theater or whatever. I didn't know what to expect.
He probably like 4 people in folding chairs.
But that's the whole thing. It would not have mattered if I told him it's a social social gathering for people who will watch the show and of course close friends and family and all that. It would not have mattered if you walk through the door and you see what was going on there. It's going to be I don't know. It's like at the end of Whiplash when what's his name's father sees him at the jazz competition playing the drums and realizes, this isn't
talent.
This is just like being on the football team. I get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And then the vendors, I just have to say, I met I think everybody that was there. I met Nicole from Dulce and everybody that was there. But Saturday night, there was a really special moment where I had not had an opportunity yet to meet Jane. I didn't really know who Jane Barlow was. I knew she was there, and I knew she had been there Friday, but I didn't know that till after the fact. So I hadn't met her on Friday in the studio. So I went over to Jay, and Jay will probably remember this. I asked him, I said, "Who is Jane Barlow? Where is she? I just want to meet her." And he pointed her out, and she was talking to somebody else. So I waited a moment, and then I walked over there and I introduced myself. And of course, Jane doesn't know me from anybody, and I had never met her. And we just got into this conversation. And Frank, what a beautiful soul. We probably ended up in, a minimum 25, and it could have been as much as 40-minute conversation. And at one point, she goes to me and says, "Take out your phone and text me right now, and I'm going to send you something." And I didn't ask her for anything, and I wasn't even talking to her about like a health challenge or anything, but we just got into this really, really great conversation, and I don't know what to say, brother. The whole thing was beautiful. Thank you so much for putting it on. I'm glad I was a part of it, and that's it. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. And I can't wait to see you again, my friend. Yep. It was great to meet you and to hang out with you and many others. And like I say over and over again, the reason why this show tonight, again, thanks. The reason why this show tonight was so important, not only because it needs to be chronicled on the show, because it's a part of show history, but it is a way to really heap praise on the audience at large. This was a reflection of what is very obviously, how you need, it's like you look at the surface of the ocean and it's very glassy and dark and you don't know what's underneath it until you go and you send your probes under there. And that is I know that this is a bountiful ocean, this audience, because since I have been doing this in a professional sense since 2006, in my mind, it's always been a professional sense. This is what I wanted to do since I was young. This, and of course, music, just performing and doing this, mass communication. But since I was doing it professionally, officially since 2016, when I opened up the Patreon, I said, okay, let's try this. It has been, whenever I cast my net into the ocean, I came back with enough support to pay another bill, to become more independent, and to be able to grow the operation and really bring my hope and dreams of this to fruition. So I knew that whenever I cast the net, there was something in there to be brought in, but as far as really getting a probe down beneath the surface, that there's I didn't have that. I had metrics, but who the hell knows metrics? You can't trust them. You can't trust them. So that's why this was so huge, and this makes sense. This makes sense as to what constitutes this audience and what I have experienced without actually being able to put a real definitive face and a number to anything. Yeah. And there's going to be other things that we do tomorrow. I'm going to introduce the new survey that we put together.
That's very exciting. I hope a ton of the audience takes that survey. That's really going to help out a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, that's going to be important. Krista put 25 questions together, and I sent it over to Rich Barris, and Rich Barris put it through all of his tests to make sure that fatigue levels came down considerably, that it's a very snappy, 3-minute survey that's going to hit everything that we need.
Good.
Everything we need to know about the show and the people out there and what they like, what they want to see more of. And this was, like I said, on Labor Day, and you've been on the show a lot the last couple of months. And I told you, Jay, I hate to fatigue you, but in the especially the 5-6 weeks leading up to it, I need you on at least weekly because we have to interview. I just want to talk about the event, keep people excited about it, all that. And but Labor Day, I felt the labor pains, and then it was 4 days of labor to what was this past weekend, which I really believe was a birth of a whole new trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, and Rev's story about Jane, in the Stoner family, they drove from, I think it was Utah, right? I think that's where they came from. And when they came to the retreat and I found out where they drove from, I was blown away. But that was a 4-day thing, and I could say they drove out here for this too. I mean, just what an incredible group of people. They're all like that. They just they care so much about the show, but they also value the connections that were made. And that have been made and that are yet to be made. And so making the time to take a trip like that, just to see them do that again was stunning. Stunning.
Yeah. Okay, we have to rip through some. We have so many calls coming in.
Oh boy.
We might have to do a little bit extra.
We can do it.
We might have to do a little extra. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Okay, let's see. Let me do these super chats. Steve Ellis says, congratulations on a successful event, Frank and Jay. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Wart guy, Paul. Paul's a good guy too. And the footage that's over here of Chef Nick and of Sal that we'll read in Extra Innings after Extra Innings is because of Paul. He says, I can't call because I'm watching on my phone and I don't want to miss a word spoken or chatted. Paul, listen. I know what you're going to say. I just know it was just a wonderful weekend, and I have more things I can plug in for you. But one day you'll be able to call in and say what you want. We're not relegated to just tonight. Kobe Shumway says QF Jam doesn't work at the Keto Brainz. Frankly, does. What do you mean? Hold on a second. Uh-oh. The code is QF Jam. QFJAM. Hold on.
Hold, please.
Molly, people are saying that code doesn't work. Are you sure it's not QFJam25? ?
You're seeing it in real time,
I
folks.
know.
This is how the sausage
I don't
is
know
made.
why that wouldn't work. I'll let you know. I think there's a few people have told me that now. Jared says, thank you guys so much for putting on the Jamboree. We had an amazing time and got to meet some great people. Also, the Organ Meats app. Were actually the appetizers were actually pretty good. Great job, Frank and Jasper. No, they were great. They were great. And then after that came out we had the
entrees.
Yeah. Well, the beef ribs and
I didn't get
and
that.
the
Frank,
steak.
I'm telling you, I saw the entrees because I saw the appetizers because they were being put out before the doors opened. Once the doors opened, I never saw Nick. I never saw Anthony. I never saw any of them again until it was over. And it was really funny. At the very end of the night, Anthony and Nick were like, hey, Jay, come over here. And I'm thinking, oh, they put something aside for me because they saw and they know. And, we go back years and they're like, help us move the stove. And I was like, son of a, that's all they wanted. Help us move the stove.
The short rib was fantastic.
Okay.
Lauren told me, you got to pass this along to Nick.
Okay.
That she had never tasted sweet potatoes so creamy in her life.
She's had his cooking before because she was at the retreat last year.
Yeah, but sweet potatoes, you can have them mashed, you can have whatever, cubed, all that stuff. And I like sweet potatoes actually more than white in many respects.
Mm-hmm.
But this was these were whipped so fine. It was almost as if it was like sweet potato Cool Whip. It was incredible.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
They're masters. They're just. That's why I was supremely confident. And I know people are like, even at the event, they're like, I don't know. I'm like, trust me. If there's one time in your life you want to try something that you would never maybe normally try if you knew what it was, this is the moment. Nick, Anthony, they can make everything taste amazing, and they did. They did.
Lisa Gray says, here's some ante for the QF coffers. God bless. Lisa, thank you. Thank you. Petey Face, that's Mike.
Hey.
Mike says, I need this money back. I'm hurting, Frank. Help. Help. I know. Mike got in touch with me. He said, Frank, I'm very impressed. I said, it's a high compliment coming from Mike.
Yeah.
I know he was being sincere.
Yeah.
He'll probably be texting me going, I was just bullshitting you now. ST says, I love you all. I love all that you do for us, Frank. And I love Jay. Right by your side always. Thank you, ST.
Yeah.
Benny says, frankly, a lot of joy this weekend. Thanks, Benny and Michaela. Benny and Michaela are fantastic.
Great people.
They're wonderful. And Benny got the, I gave away some studio relics. And like Josh and the Stoners, they got my Don't Tread on Me flag that I took off the music room when I redecorated it.
Yeah.
Benny got my very old Italian flag, the green, white, and red. Because he's a we're not Paisan, but Sicilian.
Yeah.
I'm right across the channel, the tip of the boot. But still, I'm happy he got it. And here we go. Two Dogs Mike D says, that's the happy ending massage parlor next to Port Rush where the madame yelled at us for blocking the door. Yeah. We don't know for sure if it's a rub and tug. We don't know for sure if it is. But I don't know. Somebody told me, and I didn't see it, that there was a woman that went inside of that place that was dressed in a nurse costume. I didn't see it.
At what time?
It was when we were there, like in the 10 o'clock hour.
Get out of here.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Somebody might just be yanking my chain, and it's not them. Let's see here. Stove says, Frank and Jay Gulinello, too much I can say. At a loss for words, gentlemen. Going to sum it up by saying thank you. Legendary and epic is what I am super chatting tonight. Small token of appreciation to make sure greatest independent media is here to stay. Well, Stove, I will never, ever see that. Here's Stove and Tony Black.
Yeah.
I'm just wonderful.
I always just knew them as, because they were from Massachusetts. So when they would super chat, you're right. Things are never going to be the same now because you've met these people, you've eaten with these people, you've had real conversations with these people on both, Friday and Saturday in some cases. So now they're no longer just, oh yeah, that's the couple from Massachusetts. They're like friends.
Yep.
It's really amazing.
Here's my father and Mark Dinola. That's the biological dentist.
Yeah.
Mark was the first person I saw on Friday night. They got here a little early. Came walking down the hallway, looking around and stuff.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
When you saw the first people starting to show up, be honest, because this is what happened to me at the first retreat. When I first saw, and I think Linda Love might have been the first person to show up at the very first retreat on Martha's Vineyard. Because I saw her walking with a bag and she got to the front door and she wasn't sure where to go and I wasn't sure if they were coming, because what did I know? And when they started coming up the walk, I was like, is it too late to cancel this thing? I was like, no, I can't do this. What am I doing? These people, these are strangers. They can't come spend the weekend with me. I don't know what I'm doing. Did you have any moment of oh my God, it's really happening?
No.
Okay.
No. I never okay, let's cancel
Can we
this.
cancel it?
Give everybody their money back. And but it was more so shit. What the fuck time is it? And I looked at and it was about 5:30.
Yeah.
And I saw Mark and Shake and Bake. They were down there. I was like, I'm gonna have to keep them at the end of the hallway for 30 more minutes.
I know.
Because we were still setting up the charcuterie boards
Big
and
time.
stuff.
Big time.
So it was because everything had to be super fresh. We didn't want.
There was so much more food than I envisioned in my mind. It was incredible. They did an incredible job.
I know. I had a few crumbs of cheese at the end of Friday night.
I didn't get anything on Friday night. Not even my own pate. I didn't even get any of my own pate.
I'm all messed up. But today I ate within my my window, and
I'm still not back to normal. The best meal I had was the one that Lauren made for us on Sunday morning.
Yeah,
that was the best meal I've had since last Wednesday.
Right before, yeah, that last I don't know. Anyway, here we go. This is another one, and then we're going to go back to your calls. There is Linda.
Yep.
And Mel. And Linda.
Yeah.
And then behind.
Oh yeah, Lee and Andrea on the left.
Yes, and then behind Linda on the far right is Americo.
Yes.
That's Linda's man.
Yeah.
And then in the back there,
Yeah, in the way back.
in the way back, that is my buddy T.
Okay.
That everybody, that's the deplorable Mr. T in the chat room. Deplorable T in the chat room.
That's great.
He's a good man and I'm just so happy he was there. He's a good man for being there and supporting me. He's a really good friend.
And Melanie told me she's graduating in February. She got a big month, February of 2026. I don't know what she's in the chat or if she's ever in the chat, but remember this February, Melanie's got a big month coming up. She's getting married and she's graduating NTA, where I started my nutrition career. So I'm just so happy for her. I think it's just an amazing.
And as she said there at the brief little announcements in Q&A section and stuff, she, that's another thing that you inspired for her, and if there's, man, if we can just get a couple thousand more people a year getting into the business with with that kind of worldview, that this is how we're going to change it. And it's going to be the man in the mirror. We're starting with the man in the mirror. I mean, that's the effect.
One day we'll get to RFK and we'll get him an army of NTPs to come and help change the world.
See? Yeah. Until then, we're going to have to fight with the Chris Christies. Going to have to fight our way through them. Here's Anthony at the caricaturist.
I love this picture.
So they already did.
I love this picture.
They already drew his girlfriend, and now he's getting his thing done. And apparently, this artist was incredible.
Every one of the characters I saw was, and people were like, oh, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes at the most sitting in the chair. I'm like, you know how long this would take me to do? Years.
I was told
20 minutes. He's like, here you go.
And the artist, he's a savant. Yeah. These caricature artists that can pop them out like that. That's the reason why it was all black and white.
Yeah.
Because he realized how many people were there that he said, okay, we're going to leave color out of this. We're just going to go black and white, almost like, brown derby kind of style.
That's what I envisioned. Remember when I showed you, I told you last time, the Somebody to Love single cover by Queen has the black and white caricature. So I'm actually happy that it came out that way, because that's what that was what was in my mind, and that's exactly the way he drew them.
Like Sentinel and Molly's was fantastic. Todd and his wife Gina, that theirs was great. Everybody, I said, wow, that's awesome, and I'm just glad that they got to do that. I would never have been able to sit down for 10 minutes because there's just too many people to talk to.
No, and people had said, "Oh, you and Frank should do," and I was like, "That is a great idea," but it was never going to happen.
Here is, let me see, what do we got here? Here's a nice picture. Oh, there's Todd on the far left. Yeah. There is Tony, and then me and Santino.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was great. What's this? Oh, now there I am. And there's Linda Love.
What are you holding?
I'm holding the coffee basket.
Oh, okay.
I was refilling the coffee. I was using it like I'm fencing or something like that.
Like a foil.
Yeah, I wasn't going to screw up a second time. Now there's the magician with the sequence top hat and the fake dove and the real dove.
I hope it's the fake dove on her head.
The fake dove is on the head.
Okay, good. Because that could end badly.
Yes. The fake dove's on the head, and this is what he said, I do this for a living, and I'm always the sore thumb in the room. Not today.
Incredible.
Yeah, there's just too
Even
many.
The magician felt at home.
Mike Baldwin.
Yeah.
What are we going to say about Mike Baldwin? Hilarious.
I loved him. I thought he was great.
Hilarious. And it's the first time I ever saw a full set of his for 20 minutes.
Me too.
And it just had everybody laughing. And
I thought I caught the whole set. And after we were talking at the end of the night, and he was like, the biggest laugh I got was from the joke I made about you. And I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't hear a joke about me. And he goes, oh, yeah, it was at the very beginning. I was like, son of a bitch. I don't know how I missed it.
Well, have you seen it since?
No.
Let me see if I can find it right now. Since this is not a normally timed show. Don't worry, we're going to take some more of your calls. Let me see if I can find it. Where the hell is Mike Baldwin's set? Hold on.
Do it live! By round of applause, who has watched any of my comedy before? I was standing outside and a dude walked up and was like, "Skin." And I was like, damn it, dude, I don't want to.
Wait.
No, I would just black out and be up with it and drive it. You tried the thing, crab walked.
Wait.
It's definitely early, right?
Carnivore thing, pretty strong.
Wait.
First thing that he said to me was like, man, you've been losing
Yeah,
weight.
that's it.
Frank put this on.
Oh, here we go.
On to the next thing. That's cool, though, that Frank put this on. I like that Jay's here. Jay always makes me feel like a piece of shit.
He always makes me feel like a piece of shit.
That's like the first thing that he said to me. He was like, man, you've been losing weight? And I was like, nope. And he was like, I can help you. And I was like, I know what I should do, but I just haven't yet.
I just haven't yet. No, it
always makes me feel like shit. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's you know,
God.
You ruin as many lives as you save.
I do. That's why. This is why I never get invited to dinner. Nobody wants to. People are always making excuses around me. Jay,
Come on. He's a Debbie Downer. I feel like he's judging me.
Just tell him we're all staying home washing our hair.
There's Petey Face again. He's contemplating ripping the head off of that dove. And there's Deplorable T. There's T.
I think that's Margie in the back.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
From Florida.
My mother loves Margie.
Margie's amazing. The stories Margie can tell.
My mother said a couple of times. She said I would love to have Margie as a neighbor. I feel like we would hang out all the time.
Absolutely. She was part of the beta program, and the stories that she would tell during our sessions were incredible. I was riveted. I was like, yeah, we'll talk about your health later. Tell me more about this. You know, like she's just full of stories.
She's got to call in more often. Here is C and Tony. We're coming up on the end here. There's Zoso and King and my cousin Dave.
Yeah. Dave found me on Celebrity Ghost Stories the other night, apparently.
Yeah.
Funny is that, yeah. He's like, I'm watching TV going, I know this guy. Where do I know this guy from?
Richard Grieco.
Yeah.
Now, everybody, this
here we go.
With Todd in the middle right here is Kuhn. Now, I got to say,
so cool.
Kuhn he's the guy who came to he traveled the farthest. He came from the Netherlands.
Unbelievable.
And this is not only the first time in New York, first time in the United States.
That is the key, right? Yes, big deal. Come from the Netherlands. He had never been in the United States before. And he came for this. I found that out in the hallway on Friday night because he was an early arriver on Friday as well. And I heard that, and I didn't even know what to say to him. I was like, again, coming from the Netherlands is one thing, but coming to the U.S. for the first time for you in this show, it was just incredible.
Well, here's the other thing there too. You want to talk about politeness? He, for the last at least year and change, has allowed me to call him Cohen. Because you spell his name Coen.
Right.
But you pronounce it Kuhn. That I was just told, and he just let me do it.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on. Either way, he told me that it may be a while before he comes back to the U.S. because he actually wants to travel the world, and he has plotted a course where he's going around the world, and he wants to hit different spots. I said, listen, let's do something where you are preparing some sort of a little correspondence report wherever you are. Either call in or send a short little video about the key point of what you're seeing in different parts of the world. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping I can get Kuhn to create a little bit of a travel vlog just for the show as he makes his way around the world like Magellan.
Very cool. I just loved it. I was blown away by it. That was like one of the first interactions I had on Friday, and I was like, wow, this is going to be quite the weekend.
Yeah, it is. And I have a bunch of stuff here. I think almost all the other stuff I have here is something that we will do in Extra Innings. So let's go to some more super chats and voicemails. Here's the voice note from Problematic Todd from Oregon.
Frank, this is Problematic Todd. I just wanted to thank you. We had a fantastic time at the Jamboree, and I wanted to throw a shout out to some of the Franklies and Franciscans who we met. Zoso dude, very first guy I saw when I was walking up on Friday night. He was parking his motorcycle, and I knew it was game time. King, what a pleasure chatting with you. And folks, if you ever have the opportunity to meet King, don't worry. He's not so scary. Gina from South Carolina, Cobalt Cat and Cobalt Mom, Sal the Butcher. Sal, loved chatting with you. And the meat, delizioso. Hot Legs, Stobe Stew and Sarah, Lauren and Aurora, of course. One of the highlights was my selfie with Aurora on Friday night. Koen, the long-distance traveler from the Netherlands. Matthew, Jay Gulinello, Anthony, Tony Black, and Mike Baldwin. Mike, I have to apologize. When my lady met you, the very first thing she said was, "You better be funny." And you were. I thought she may have rattled you, but you're a pro and came through with a very funny set. The only slight disappointment, Matt was not there. And unfortunately, the Franciscans are currently a ship without a captain. I don't know how they recover from this. But Frank, thanks again to everyone out there. It was a pleasure meeting you all, and I hope to see you again next year.
Well, all voids will be filled. That's why I learned nature abhors a vacuum, as they say. Todd, thank you. That was wonderful.
Yeah, great recap.
I did not listen to that beforehand, and thank you so much, Todd. Wonderful recap. Yeah, let's go to Super Chats again. Let's see. Rev says, Doe, I knew I wouldn't get it all in. Meeting Linda Love and Cobalt Cat, I gave her a detailed description of your studio layout. Oh, and then there was me slipping security, entering the studio 2. Really? Oh, entering the studio too soon. Oh, yeah, too soon. That's right. It was Mark and Rev and Shake and Bake. They got there so early
that's right. We didn't even have anybody in place.
That's the best way to get around security.
That is.
Okay.
Show up early.
That's it. John Volt says, did John Ward ever show up rocking the dress code? No. John couldn't come ultimately. There were, like I said, if everybody I thought was a lock to come would have came, there would have definitely been at least 150 to 160 people there on the second night instead of around 130.
Mm-hmm.
But the things happen, and
in the end, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because the more people, the better chance you have of not having FaceTime. The whole weekend I was thinking, I just want to make sure that I can have a conversation with anybody who wants to have a conversation.
Right.
And the more people that are there, the better chance you have of missing somebody. And if you were there and you wanted to have a conversation and you didn't, I apologize, because I really, really know that you and I tried so hard to just, like I said, forgo food, forgo water, just walk around and just try to be there for everybody.
Well, when you and I were plotting out what the best balance for the venue was going to be, we were aiming at 130.
Yeah.
We wanted 130 people, and we were aiming for that. With a combination, we wanted to get a good combination of what was the limit for ticket sales and also who were our comps going to be, because we wanted to be a holistic experience with everything there. And so the fact that we hit that, we were planning for. You had to overshoot so that it would settle into that goal, that target goal. And we did it pretty well. Let me see here. Thank you, Work Guy Kobe. Thank you. Let me see. I don't know. Molly didn't get back to me. If that doesn't work, then we'll extend it another day. Maybe it was the wrong code. Anyway, Lisa Gray says, here's some ante for QF coffers. Thank you again, Lisa. Benny. Thank you, Benny. Two Dogs. There is a happy end. Oh, we did that. That's those who we did. Joe Martinez, thank you. Nephilim Death Squad says, thanks for having me. The Franklies were wonderful. You've really surrounded yourself with a wonderful group, Frank. Pleasure meeting you all. Raven, I can't wait to hang again.
Yep.
And I can't wait to keep you guys. We got to find an October date for their next appearance, and I just want to have more fun. Jay Britt says, hey, Frank and Jay, I'm suffering from extreme FOMO. The Jamboree looked like a hit, and who knew Stowe's Tube was such a handsome bastard? Very charismatic, very fun to be around. Seriously.
Super interesting guy.
Shotzi says, much love to Frank, Lauren, Jay, cousin Sherry, everyone who worked to make the Quite Frankly Jamboree a success. Amazing event with wonderful people. It was so great to see Shotzi there after all these years.
Oh, yeah.
And she was the one that won. She won the raffle with the Quite Frankly jean jacket.
The jacket, I know. It looked great on her.
Actually, did she send me a picture of it? It looked perfect on her.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm so happy for you.
Yep.
So happy. Crestmont Bear, one of our giants.
Mm-hmm.
Says, Frank, the Jamboree was a great time. Thank you for having us. I hope you do it again next year. Also, I bet Matt didn't show because despite his efforts to hide his identity, we'll all see once and for all that he is in fact a cat. Yeah, well, there's definitely an identity crisis going on there. Well, I don't know if it has to do with feline DNA. I hope it is. That would actually be the better.
Was
the
it
better
a full
outcome.
moon that night, or
Couldn't be. Shotzi says, "Great studio party." Well,
Yeah.
well, that was actually 2 days ago, so that was probably right after the studio party.
Oh, wow.
She sent that.
Wow.
Thank you. All right, over on Pilled. Actually, no, Rumble first. Jay Semo, so great that the event was an overwhelming success. I hope that I can make the next one. You will.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Jekyll, while I'm not surprised, it's great to hear that you, your support workers, and the attendees had a large time. Yeah, well, let me also just very quick and pointed shout out to the theater staff at the Capitol Theater.
They were great.
Lauren, Emily, Maggie, all the security there. They're consummate professionals, and it was so smooth, and I know we're not done with that place.
And it was the perfect place for the inaugural event. It was just perfect.
I mean, the things that we do, especially when the themes change and all that stuff, they'll move around a bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
But there's no way in hell we're done with the Capitol.
No.
And any part of it. I would love to just do another night there at Garcia's with that current setup.
Mm-hmm.
It was just
great.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Let me see. Anything else over there? Yeah. Haywood says, how many people asked about the glory hole at the pizza place? According to KJ, I think only one. Hold on a second. Let me see. Hey, what was the total amount of people asking about the glory hole special? Let's see. Hopefully he gets back to me. They don't close for another hour or so. So,
did they have a good weekend too with the crowd in hand? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to have. I mean, I didn't tell the diners that I was sending people there. I didn't tell them that. The only people I told were coming their way was Port Rush, because I wanted them to brew my coffee exclusively.
Right.
And KJ, because he's my childhood buddy.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So everybody else, they can thank me later. All right. So that's good. Let's see. Let's open up the lines again. 610, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Frank. This is Natalie. I was there Saturday night.
Natalie, it's great to have you on again, and good to see you, hear
Natalie.
you. How's your sister?
Oh, we're all great. We had such a good time, but I wanted to really just bring up one quick point.
Okay.
Because I really resonated with you guys when you said it and other people, but I really felt sad when I left like you did, you know? But it was this special type of sadness where you're sad it's over, but how lucky am I to walk away and say goodbye to something that means so much to me and everyone that was there. And I agree with what your dad said when he said, you know, he's still processing it and he still needs to write it down. I just feel the same way. Like, I just keep remembering little moments and I'm continuing to process it. And I just feel very blessed. So I wanted to call and just really thank you and Jay for throwing the event. Me and Christy and my mom had an amazing time.
Yeah.
I was so happy to be there with you guys. And like I said, if I don't have any personal regrets about any of this, because everything went so well. And yeah, like anytime you do something for the first time and you have such lofty ideas and you watch it all play out before you always learn things. You say, okay, I'm going to tinker with this. I'm going to tweak that next time so it's a little bit more efficient or whatever. But other than that, it was really magical in how smooth it was. And not many personal regrets, but one regret I had, like I said earlier on in tonight's broadcast, is that I wish I had this Santa Claus-like ability to stop time in order to do things like have a cigar with Rev and Wart Guy and Stove over on the beach over there, or to spend a little bit more time with you and your sister and your mom and all that things. My room circulating ability was put to the test. And
You guys did a really good job, though. I know how that is. It's hard. It's really tough. Everyone wants to talk to you guys. Everyone listens every night or every other night. I totally get it, but you guys killed it. Seriously.
Well, that means a lot, and when you walk away, it's also, Natalie, that you get the firsthand experience and the knowledge that there are that there are real people in the real world that think like you, that have the same, and so that's another part of the processing. You're like, oh, so these people are real and they're really out there. And so there's an element of hope in a world that, from going back to 2020, felt a little hopeless to some of us who kind of thought, am I the only crazy one out there? Nope, there's a whole bunch of crazy ones out there just like you. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I am going to try and be a little bit more active in the chat because I'm one of those people that I just listen in and I don't participate as much as I should. So if anything, I don't know if anyone else that was there feels the same way about that, but this night and weekend inspired me to be more active in the chat and even do book club because Christy does book club and I don't. So maybe I'll do it. You got to do The Stand though, Frank, by Stephen King.
Well,
that's a big wish for me.
The Stand will definitely be 2 months.
Yeah.
That'll be,
for sure.
I'm not fitting that into 1 month. We're going to be reading like 300 pages a week. So,
that's such homework. I know. We all need a little bit of a break. We'll draw it out.
Well, we'll figure it out.
But that's super cool that, so you want to be more active? Well, you couldn't get off to a better start by showing up to the event. That's the best time to start. So, it was great to meet you, Natalie.
I'll tell you, Natalie, that I was super excited to do this show tonight because all I was armed with was some memories and some pictures that people are sending, and we'll do video in a little bit. And just because I knew that we're all getting together again. It's through the normal channels, but I really do feel like I said to dozens of you guys in groups on Friday and Saturday, when we go live again on Monday, everything's gonna be different. It's just this has never happened. Of course, it'll happen again one day, and it'll continue to build on its momentum, but. Once you break this seal, it's really different because again, there is no way to account for what was going on beneath the surface of this ocean until you start doing things like this. And to have people like you and Christy and your mom show up was a real gift. And I do whatever the hell you feel. You don't have to be active in the chat per se, but things like read a book every once in a while, show up for a film club, call in. I mean, the calling is, I love hearing people's voices.
Yeah.
I can't read the chat room. I love hearing people. So call me more often. That's all.
Yeah. And I love what you just said. And to just add on to that and wrap this up, I wanted to say, I really hope your sponsors get just as much love because I thought that was very kind of them to give so many free samples.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just another plug for them because I personally I'm not going to buy every single product right off the bat. You want to try it first. So I really hope the sponsors get love too.
They no doubt will because it's no fooling. It's good stuff, and it just takes time and a little bit of persistence to just remind people of those who are out there working to bring good stuff to people who have been. A little bit clueless as to where to find good stuff and how to make little tiny changes that really add up over time. But thank you again, Natalie, and send my best to the family.
I will. Thanks, Frank. Have a good night, Jay. Bye-bye.
Bye, Natalie.
KJ just texted me back. He said, honestly, only one dude asked where the glory hole was. Just one dude.
One dude.
Oh, shit.
What's going on?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, people were wondering in the chat room. I wish I knew who that one dude was.
Well, maybe he wants to remain anonymous.
Oh, no. Whoever the hell it is, just get in touch with me. It's so one of you. Anyway, it's one of you guys had to do it. All right, let's see. Over on, let's run through the gold pills. Vesper says, please know that the rest of us were there in spirit. No, you were. I said that this is a reflection of all you guys. And one day, when you guys find in future years and seasons when we do things, because we might be doing things more than once a year.
Yeah.
Different categories of events, music related, things like we did the jamborees, whatever. Just go when you can, and 1 year you'll be there and you'll see, yes, this is like an at home kind of feeling. It really is much like that, and it reflects on you guys who it was physically impossible for everybody who wanted to be there to be there anyway.
Of course. Yeah.
So it was like I said, none of this is this is all very inclusive. I wanted to tell you guys about something very special that happened to all of us, and it reflects on us all. Safety Net says, Love Bomb 1, love Lynn. Nathan says, 2026 funding goals. Let's go. Oh, we'll talk about those. It's going to be really great. Corey says, next year, there needs to be more live feeds of the event. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Corey. The live feed at the event on Friday, it was a little bit more practical to do it here and pull people into the room, do at least an hour. But Saturday, I would have to have a broadcast crew on. The room would have to be rigged with at least 3 to 4 cameras, and there would have to be an engineer that is relegated to just pretty much taking control of how the room is broadcast, to maybe have an anchor and a man on the street or a woman on the street correspondent who is doing their own thing while I am doing exactly what I was doing on Saturday.
Right.
You know, what I was, I scheduled 2 private streams for the monthly sponsors of the show, and I did it with my phone handheld there, and it sufficed. But what you're asking for is the reason why I couldn't do it this year is because it requires a very involved, maybe not too overly complex of a setup, but it's going to need its own broadcast team, and talent has to be on with that too. There needs to be an anchor, and there also needs to be somebody that can circulate with like wireless apparatus or something like that. So it's a little bit bigger when you consider what has to go into it. And maybe next year I'll have I initially wanted to have, you remember we wanted to have like Chrissy Mayer,
right,
MC the event,
right,
but she was having her own event at Villa Roma, and
and like I was telling you, we learned a lot about programming. It's like, I'm curious if the people thought that it was, because mostly it was driven by the audience. In other words, we got up there and did a few things that were specific, but for the most part, it was all driven by their conversations and what they wanted to do. So would you like more programming? Do you like less programming? Because when I think about the event, there was very little programming, and we were overthinking this. I know I was the whole time leading up to this. I'm like, do we have more things that are structured? But it felt like it was almost impossible for the first time, because again, all these people were meeting for the first time and the energy just took over. Even when you and I were up on stage doing a little bit of programming, it was hard to wrangle people because they were so into talking to each other, which you couldn't ask for anything more than that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so that was great. A lot less stress about, all right, are people entertained? Like they had each other. And there's so many other things going on.
Yeah, and they had food, and they had
And Sal was a star, man. Sal the Butcher was a star over there.
I got to see some of this.
I can't wait. Yeah, Corey, thank you. Sentinel says, what is the nootropic code for the event again? I tried QF Jam, it didn't work. Yeah, well.
Can you try QF Jam 25?
Try QF Jam 25.
And just let us know if it works.
Yeah, that might have been a mix-up. Stow Stew with a sleeve of cookies. And then says, epic. Thanks, gents. That's with the EMP. Killing me over here. Thank you so much, Christos. No Stud All Muffins says, no stud. Let's say, Frank J., congrats on the fantastic event. We'll see you at the next one.
Yes.
NX says, love you forever, Frank. Same to you, NX. Blake's Girl. 12-month silver subscription tier. Just both. So there you go. For a year, Blake's Girl is going to be on for all the Sunday streams, all of the Culture Club meetings, everything that we do that's members only. Blake's Girl, get in touch with me so I can give you your members only password, by the way, for the website.
Do you give them a members only jacket as well?
One day.
Okay.
One day. Thank Amethyst Cat. We love you both. Thank you. Curious Patriot says, Frank, I'm jelly of all of who attended, and it looks so fun, and we appreciate you bringing it to us here, brother.
Yeah.
For people like you, people who are super chatting, who are sponsors, who are just showing love, who are if you can't give monetarily, if you've given spiritually by just sending love and over the years feedback, letting me know you're out there, all that's very inspiring. It makes all of the challenges that go in front of you not only easily overcome, but you almost like relish it because you know that there is a payoff at the end and people are going to enjoy themselves when 9 o'clock rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
So this is for all of you guys. when you start touring the Jamboree, come to Baldwin County around Kansas City. I'm down. You got it. All right. Got to write that down. Okay. That is everything. Let's see. Did I get everything else in there? Let's see. 2 dogs, maybe some rando was legitimately wanting a Glory Hike pizza. Oh, maybe. That's from 2 Dogs Mike D. I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. Katie from Texas just dropped into the chat room that she put in a super chat, but I don't see her.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't see it. Hold on a second. Is it up in? Was it on YouTube? Well, I'll check again in a little bit. Let's take let's 9:24. 1 or 2 more calls. We're gonna take this to 9:30, and then we're going to do extra innings with all. Oh no. You know what? This is where we're gonna end because I have a magic moment I want to do right now. So there was a magic moment at the end. Do I have it? Where do I have it up? Let me see. Did I have it over here? Where the hell is it? Okay. All right. Yes. I'm going to download this and I'm going to put it up on the screen if I can.
The lights are already shutting off.
I know. That's just the way it is. That is just the way it is. Hold on. No, that's not right. I'll have to do it on my Dropbox. To hell with it.
Okay.
So at the end of the night, I've been getting random stories and clips from Dominic, the ice cream man, as he's out there singing. And I had my own moment. It was around 10:30. I was outside. Barbara Yates was there. Wendy Mahoney, my cousin Dave, a few other people. It's about 10:30 p.m. We only had about a half hour left of this event at that point. But we had spent so many months planning. And everybody is just really in this, at that point at 10:30, in a really gooey, sublime state. Every sense that you could have has been satisfied in some way. And it was just so good. And we're outside and we're under the marquee of the Capitol Theater. But just beyond the marquee, and it's a big, beautiful, classic marquee, is just a slight dripping rain. And when we saw the hourly forecast that night, we thought, oh, shit, rain, because that means we lost access to the courtyard where we wanted to have the chefs back more so people can go into the courtyard to talk to them. Instead, we had to bring them up to the entrance a little more. But you know what? The torrential stuff was only for 5 minutes around 4 o'clock.
Exactly when you and I were heading over to the theater.
Right. And everything else was just a slight dripping, almost like refreshing kind of a rain.
Yeah.
And at 10:30 at night, the temperature had dropped, so it was just a little bit cool, a little bit damp, and we're sitting under there, and it's not soaked, but still, it's a nice experience to be honest. And I was talking to people about what was going on, how the town was changing, all the businesses that were going down, the buildings that were being torn down, the buildings that were being going up, and I pointed across the street at this church that is also marked for destruction at this point. And at that church, where in 1995, 1996 is where I played the role of Amal in Amal and the Night Visitors, which is this opera. I was a soprano back then. Ooh. It was an opera about this crippled shepherd boy he and his poor mother took in the 3 wise men as they were going along to Bethlehem. And, and just in inquiring about what their journey is about and who they're bringing these gifts for and all that stuff, just in inquiring about that story leads to the boy's miraculous, his healing. And of course, he then joins them to go to Bethlehem, and he brings his crutch as a gift. Anyway, I said, right across the street is this church where we did this play, and my father was King Jasper, and Dominic, the ice cream man, was another king, and I forget what his name was, but he was the black king, so they had to put blackface on him. It wasn't blackface; it was just they made him tan. Anyway, So I said, Dominic, do you remember what the name of your king was? What the hell are you? Were you Balthazar or something like that? And he said, I don't remember. I just remember they made me black. And then he said, but I do remember some of the songs. And then he sang a few of the songs about the gifts. I remember he sang one song about the gifts. I said, oh, man, I remember this. I remember actually being 9 years old on stage and looking up at them talking about the gifts and what they were doing, and just I remember all that stuff. And now here we are, and I'm looking up at him again, but only this time he's hanging out of the side of an ice cream truck.
He's in an ice cream truck, yeah.
And it was right around that time he stopped, and everybody gave him a little round of applause, and he disappeared back into the ice cream truck. And that's when where we started talking again. Then he reappeared, and he started singing this aria. And at that point, I said, I gotta record this. And it was just a really nice moment. And I'm going to play right there in the little bit of the dripping rain with the minutes just ticking down on this whole thing. Here's Dominic, the singing ice cream, and Dominic Ranieri. Here's what we all got to experience for a little bit there.
Dentro cuore se ne va e tu dice porto Dio ta lontanetà stu cuore hasta terra dell'amore te ne ho cuore non una ma nu me la sa non dorme stupimento torna suriento fa me
I know, man.
That was a wonderful way to send the event off into the night.
You want to talk about a deer scene?
Yeah.
You want to talk about a deer scene, my friend? Yeah. That's there's a lot more. And we're going to do a little bit more on the other side of the end credits here tonight, because we're going to start a little bit of Extra Innings over on pilled.net, where we're going to play some more video. We'll just do it. We're going to go until 10. Something like this, after all these, we couldn't just do a regular show.
Yeah.
So come join us for another half hour, and we're going to read whatever super chats have come in since then, and then also just show you some more exclusive stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else. And I really appreciate you all. So right now, if you click over to quitefrankly.tv, that is where pilled.net is stuff that is embedded. I'm also going to put it in the chat room right now. There we go. Extra Innings. That's the Extra Innings. I just put in there. That's the Pilled chat. That's the direct link to Pilled. And I'm putting it in the Rumble and all the others. Please come and join us. We're going to do a little bit more here in the darkness, because all of the lights have been turned off around us now. We'll see you in just a minute.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Quite frankly, filmed before a live studio audience, and now our super chatters, everybody. It's so many of you. I thank you across, quite frankly, superchat.com, YouTube, Rumble, all of you. Super chatters, everybody. Shut up, Frank. Why do you always do this to me? Always do this to me. Please go to the affiliates page on quitefrankly.tv and show some wonderful love to our sponsors that made this very big moment in my life, professionally, and in the show's history possible. That's Verso, that's Dulsa, that's Keto Brainz. Of course, there's Signals. And then there is Pluck, which we didn't really talk about too much, because they're going to be a little bit more of a holiday thank you. Wonderful, wonderful product in Pluck. We'll see you next time, right on the other end of the credits. All right, that's it. Thanks, everybody.